6:04. Talk 107.3 FM WBRP. Mornings with Brian Haldane. Off and running. Brian here with you. Bree Lynn producing. 61 degrees in downtown Baton Rouge to start off your Friday morning as we are making our way into deep grog. Oh, can't wait. Oh, we got a lot of ground to cover on this morning show. By the way, broadcasting live from the 180 Pro studio. Is it time for your tech to hit the 180? 180pros.com. We're like all over the map today. We got a lot of medical today. There's some breakthroughs in cancer treatment we're going to talk about. It's the last day of qualifying, not burying the lead there, huh? A lot of ground to cover. So, and Rocco will be by later on. So let us waste no time. Tend to business. Let's find out what you might have missed overnight. What is going on? This is Top Stories and Trending, presented by Baton Rouge Metro Airport on Talk 107.3. I want us all to listen carefully. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day, and the Louisiana Family Forum announces Mr. Leland Lacaze and Mrs. Gussie Lacaze of Robalin. I had to look up pronunciation on that one. Robalin as Louisiana's longest married couple. Celebrating an extraordinary 79 years of marriage, the Lacazes will be inducted into the LFF, Louisiana Family Forum's 2026 Marriage Hall of Fame alongside other distinguished runners-up, each recognized for their unwavering commitment to the sacred bond of marriage. All in, 11 couples are going into the hall this year, all of whom have been married for a minimum of the longest, like the shortest running couple going into the marriage hall. Take a guess, Breland. Take a guess.
Gosh, 50 years maybe?
No.
Okay.
Higher.
65.
A little bit higher.
75.
70 is right on the spot.
Man.
70 years of marriage.
That's a long time.
There's 11 couples that have been married 70 years or more here in Louisiana.
God bless.
Yeah, but the Lacazes are topping it out. A man who allegedly accidentally killed his brother in a shooting was arrested Thursday. BRPD said 41-year-old Joshua London was shooting a weapon at someone on January 15th along Shada Avenue. He hit an unintended target, his brother, Terrence London. London was arrested. The prior London was arrested, booked for manslaughter, felon in possession of a firearm, illegal use of weapons, and possession of stolen things. Can I just throw this out there, though? He was shooting at someone else. So can they add an attempted murder charge to that, too? Well, he killed somebody and he tried to kill somebody else is what I'm saying. All right. Governor Jeff Landry said Thursday that Lee Mallett, vice chairman of the LSU Board of Supervisors, will take the top post on the panel. Super complimentary of Scott Ballard and the work he's done. And Scott Ballard got a lot of work done as the chairman of the Board of Supervisors. But in a post on X, formerly known as Twitter, Landry thanked Scott Ballard, said Ballard would remain on the board. Mayor President Sid Edwards said yesterday legislative auditors will review East Baton Rouge Parish's finances as he works to, quote, restore trust following the indictment of a Metro Council member and past leaders of the local bus system. Edwards said at a City Hall news conference that he met with Legislative Auditor Mike Wagaspack on Tuesday. The auditor will have his office's full and total support. Get ready for it, y'all. Get ready for it. I cannot wait to see what kind of disinfectant this light's going to be. LSU is going to kick off the 2029 football season with a showdown with SMU at AT&T Stadium. Of course, it's Jerry's World. LSU Athletics preview announced that LSU and SMU would be competing in a two-game series where SMU would come to Tiger Stadium on September 2nd, 2028. And then there would be a game in Dallas. We now know that game in Dallas will be Jerry's World. What you saying?
With both the Senate and the House scheduled to be in recess for the next 10 days, the Department of Homeland Security is all but guaranteed to run out of funds tonight.
Okay.
So that's it? We're not protected no more?
We're protected by numerous outlets that aren't the Department of Homeland Security. Yeah. And this is one of those ones where we all believe we need their services. We absolutely do. But this is a nation that has survived for more than 200 years before we had a Department of Homeland Security.
Interesting.
So, but this is also a post 9/11 nation, and like that's why we need them absolutely. But we'll just
see.
We'll go back to where we were before that for a minute.
All right, Don Lemon is scheduled to make his initial court appearance in the federal court in Minneapolis today.
Okay.
Brian, I'll be honest. I don't know what he did wrong. He was filming a protest.
No, he was getting active in the protest.
Okay.
And he crossed that threshold to where he was in the church where the protest was as well.
In the middle, in the thick of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Don Lemon wants to be a participant in all this stuff. He's not just a bystander. He's not just a journalist. Well, air quote journalist.
Yeah. Well, yes.
Activist.
When the article in the news first broke, I'm like, wait up. He has the right to film, but now it makes okay. Now it makes sense.
He has the right to interrupt church service?
No, absolutely not.
Well, okay. It's whether he's filming or trying to, pull the pastor away to talk to him, whatever the case might be. We've all seen the clip of him talking to the pastor.
Yes.
And the pastor's like, "We're just trying to have church here. Let me go. I want to go back to what I'm doing."
Right.
Said, yeah.
Right. Even
at just that, I would still say he was he was impeding their free exercise of religion, which is the First Amendment. Right. Of course, he's acting as media, which is also defined in the First Amendment, but still.
Tomorrow, Spanish Town takes over downtown Baton Rouge, pink flamingos and all.
Oh, my goodness. Do you go to Spanish Town?
I have been 1 year, and I loved it.
Really?
I loved it.
I'm not a big fan of the Spanish Town Parade. Well, first of all, let me be very clear. I am a Mardi Gras snob, okay? I completely admit that I'm a Mardi Gras snob. I believe in Mardi Gras cruise, absolutely. But I also believe that there's different parades for different levels of, as a Mardi Gras snob, I equally love Toth and South Downs because they're both exactly what they're supposed to be. Okay. Toth is a fantastic crew. You have a real crew here, a crew that doesn't just ride in a parade and throw beads. They get together throughout the year as a crew. Okay. South Downs, neighborhood parade. Come Tuesday, I'm going to be in New Roads. We're taking the family to New Roads for this year's Mardi Gras. I've never been to New Roads Mardi Gras. I can't wait to see what
it's really good.
Well, I get to be one of the judges, which is going to be awesome. And I'm looking forward to putting my eyes on a new type of something different for Mardi Gras as a Mardi Gras snob. But as a Mardi Gras snob, you need to be whatever you're supposed to be. Tell me what Spanish Town is supposed to be.
That's very true.
It's not a neighborhood parade. It's named after Spanish Town, but they parade through downtown. Okay. It overgrew its neighborhood by far. There is no crew within.
No.
Each float is its own crew, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that. But the drunken, it goes so far to where you go there to watch a parade and they're not even there to parade. They're just there to
It's just chaos.
Right. They're there to be on a moving drunken vehicle, a drunken moving vehicle. I have no problem with it. There are many, many pieces of it that I understand what it's supposed to be individually. I remember when Spanish Town had biting political commentary when they were quote unquote satirical, but there's nothing satirical about just writing F Trump on the side of a float for everybody's kids to read.
You have a point.
And there's nothing oh, look, it's another inflatable doll from a bachelor party. At a certain point, you got lazy to where satirical just became vulgar. I would if you could reel that back in.
And I didn't live in Baton Rouge back when it used to be satirical. I just moved to Baton Rouge in 2017. I've only known Spanish Town as this vulgar Spanish Town.
Let me tell you the best part about Spanish Town, though, is that everybody else loves it. I'm the only snob that hates it. Everybody else loves it.
I like it.
So everyone has a good time. I'm just the curmudgeon sitting in the corner saying, "Up your game." That's it. I
can respect that.
I admit I'm on an island. I know I'm on an island. I know I'm the only one. I understand that fully, but up your game and just stay conscious all the way through the parade, please. That's not too hard to ask.
Stay conscious.
I didn't come out here. I came out here to catch some throws. I didn't come out here to see you puke over the side of a float.
Woo-woo.
Right? That's not a show to me. So
I'm just Brian, I can respect it.
Mm-hmm.
I can totally respect it.
Yeah. And the thing is, I know how big it is too, which is why I know the everyone hates me for this. It's fine.
I grew up in Houma where the parades were just different. Hercules, Cleopatra. Then I lived in Lafayette and the Mamu chicken runs.
Mm-hmm.
And then I come here and F Trump.
Right. And it's not all bad. They got a kids section. Oh, really? Do they edit the floats for the kids section? Do they take down the giant sex toys for the kids section? No.
Where's Condon?
I'm not making friends. I just got a text. You couldn't pay me to attend Spanish Town. I know. And on a normal day, I would just not go and I would keep my opinions to myself. But the fact that everybody talks about it so much, everybody talks it up so much.
Yeah, I can respect that.
Let's get out of here. So the system's going to go down now and just leave me to sit and wallow in my own Spanish Townness.
What is going on? I can't.
Tell you what.
Hang on.
You take 60 seconds to do that so I can tell the folks about Industry Makes, industrymakes.org. A coordinated response voice is what industrymakes.org is. We had Desiree Lemoyne on yesterday talking about it, which, by the way, Tommy Faucheux from the Louisiana Mid-Continent Oil and Gas Association going to join us later on this hour to talk about the exact same topic. Sierra Club teaming up with a couple of, air quote, Republicans to battle against carbon capture. And who responds? Where's the return voice? Anytime you see somebody want to build something, create jobs in the manufacturing sector, in the oil and gas sector, in any chemical sector, it's going to be protested ad nauseum. Where's the voice that comes back and says, you know what? The products that we need, the things that we have in our life, this is where they come from. And we do our darndest to make sure that everything is across the board, like above reproach. Learn more at industrymakes.org. Do we not have?
I had to reboot the wide orbit system.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's just keep rolling then.
Yep. Let's go to news while we do this.
Well, no.
I mean news. Sports.
Give me one quick second. Normally during the break is when I will sift through all my papers. So we will keep it moving. Hopefully we'll have everything back.
Hold on. Wait. Hang on. Let's try it.
All right.
Lord, it's a client out of date. Out of date. Okay. So it locked up on me completely.
All right.
That was the weirdest thing, y'all. We were trying to take a break. System locked up. Pressed all kind of buttons. Didn't work. Now watch next hour when Brian talks about Spanish Town again, the computer's going to be like, nope, I don't agree. And it'll lock up again.
Yep.
All right. Well, we won't have like 30 seconds to talk about sports then. God, no. First time I went to Spanish Town Parade was during the Clinton Monica ordeal. My young daughter yelled out, "What's a blowjob?" We left.
Sounds right.
Oh, damn. Renee said that.
And the number of awesome people who are in the Spanish Town Parade, who are out there for the right reasons, they just get drowned out by the drunken orgy that rides by. And
I rode in Spanish Town one year. I would never bring my kid to Spanish Town. I don't understand the parents that bring their kids.
me neither.
I'm going to have to go straight into Bob.
Okay. Can you play that Cassidy cut in Q for me real quick while we're
$1.3 billion coming to our state for making sure that everyone has access to high-speed, affordable internet. And that was in the bipartisan infrastructure bill. I think I was the only Republican that voted for it, but I knew our state needed that money. And by the way, it was paid for. The Trump administration has just released that money. So it's taken 4 to 5 years. I will push to make sure that this money gets out faster than that.
Oh crap, I'm not gonna remember what money he was talking about.
You want me to pull up your whole interview?
No. Bless you.
Thank you.
Bless you.
Wow.
Well, we literally just did this 5 minutes ago.
Huh?
We literally just did this 2 minutes ago.
I know. Do we just get out of it?
No, I'll do it. All right, let's give a look here at the street, see what we got going on to start off your Friday morning. Interstate systems, you got your normal delays. It's actually a little bit sleepy right now on 12 westbound coming in from Denham Springs. It's lighter than your normal delays. A little bit of tap in the brakes, a couple of people around you, nothing that's really going to stop you or impede you on your way. Once you get into town, though, as you get closer to Sherwood Forest Boulevard, it will slow down a little bit more. 10 westbound, always good at this time unless there's a major accident, and there is not. 10 eastbound coming back across from West Baton Rouge looks good. So does 110 as well. Surface streets, there are no accidents to report, but we've been telling you on and off, and probably should be more on than off. If you commute into downtown and you normally come up Highland Road, as you get to 110, that's been closed down for a couple days now. It looks like it's closed down in both directions. So if your normal commute downtown takes you, past or through campus, out the other side, then into downtown, you're going to want to take Nicholson to get around it, or maybe a different route that I don't know about. But Highland is just not an option at that point. .624 Talk 107.3 FM WBRP mornings with Brian Haldane rolling right along. We had to blast past sports there because of our little computer snafus. So let's go ahead and do a little makeup on sports. LSU baseball starts this afternoon, actually. I was going to say this evening, but no, it's at 2 p.m. start time. They've got Milwaukee in town for a 3-game set. It will begin, 2 p.m. today, pregame at 1:30 on our sister station, Eagle 98.1. Tomorrow they will play Milwaukee at 1, and then also 1 o'clock again on Sunday, and then Kent State on Monday, 3 p.m. Now, this weekend's games are going to be kind of that weather permitting, hanging over their heads because there is rain in the forecast, but it's a matter of when the rain's going to hit. That's going to play all the difference here. I was looking at the forecast. We have an 81% chance of rain on Saturday, but when is that rain coming through? Well, looking at it, Saturday looks to be just overcast throughout the day. 1 p.m., it's just overcast. By 4 and 5 o'clock, the sun's going to peek back out a little bit. Once you get into the overnight hours, midnight till about 3 a.m., that's when the rain's really going to come through. And then it looks like it clears back out again by sunup on Sunday. So while the forecast all week long has been ominous, as we get closer to it, the wind, WHEN, could prove to be a lot more of a factor than anything else. Meanwhile, 6th-ranked LSU women's basketball team going to host one of the biggest games in program history tomorrow night, right here on Talk 107.3 FM. It is LSU and South Carolina. South Carolina is ranked number 3 in the nation. LSU is coming off a loss at Texas, who I believe was number 4 in the country at the time. LSU hasn't beaten South Carolina since February of 2012. Yeah, this is a streak of like Alabama in football proportions. Head coach Kim Mulkey says she expects the sold-out Pete Maravich Assembly Center to be absolutely rocking. Cut 19.
It'll be another great SEC atmosphere, SEC game. South Carolina is who they are. They are South Carolina. They're good. They're always good. And let's just see if we can stay in the ball game with them and have an unbelievable atmosphere. It's Mardi Gras. I mean, that's what we do, right?
So it's going to mark the first time that junior Malaya Fulwiley plays her former team since transferring last April. This top 6 showdown is going to be emotional for Fulwiley, but Mulkey isn't concerned about it affecting her play.
When you're a player, you're out there trying to do the best you can for the team you play for. I don't look at it as extra pressure on Lay. Internally, a competitor wants to do really good against their former team, but she will be fine, except she's probably internally going to be a little bit excited, have butterflies.
Also focused, also driven, and also has a stack of teammates that will be helping her out along the way. So really, really looking forward to this. 7:30 p.m. tomorrow night is tip-off. 7 o'clock is pregame right here on Talk 107.3 FM. We will have Patrick Wright and Shayna Williams on the call for that one. Pivoting back over to news in just a second, do need to remind you about Landmark Bank. LandmarkBankLA.com is their website, LandmarkBankLA.com. Been a community bank since 1897. So if you are in like downtown Baton Rouge, well, you're not going to find a Landmark Bank. But if you're in Zachary, you will. If you are in Midtown Manhattan, you're not going to find a Landmark Bank. But if you're in Brewley, you will. They are a member of their individual communities. So what does that mean? Well, honestly, it means you're going to have someone who is right there in the thick of it with you in line at the grocery store, in line at carpool. You see them at the gym, you see them at church, whatever the case might be. But the benefit that provides is there's someone who knows and understands what your wants, needs, dreams, and desires are and how to get you there. Because you have not just a bank, but a banker. You have someone you could sit down with and talk to about things who knows what's real in your community. Learn more at landmarkbankla.com. We're not going to be able to get to it, Breland. It's the
Cassidy.
Yeah. Tell you what, let's just push pause on that. Stick with a kind of a semi-sports story since we only have a minute here. We told you about it, top stories and trending. Our news partners at WBRZ reporting. Well, actually, everybody reporting at this point. LSU will kick off their 2029 football season with a showdown with SMU at AT&T Stadium, the home of the Dallas Cowboys. This is awesome, by the way. Love the fact that they're going back to Jerry's World there. Going to be, it's like a home and neutral instead of a home and home. I mean, SMU is in Dallas, and it will be a home game for them. But being off of SMU's campus in their tiny little stadium is a big deal, and a place where you have a pretty significant LSU alumni base in Dallas, plus the number of people who are going to want to travel to this because it's Jerry's World. I'm super duper looking forward to it. Hate the fact that it's 3 years away still. But I also love the fact that SMU is going to come to town the year before. So the Mustangs will be here on September 2nd, 2028. Oh, by the way, the 2029 game will be during week 1. It will be September 1st of 2029. And the last time LSU played in Jerry's World, if I'm not mistaken, was to kick off the 2018 season against Miami. So LSU is, here it is right here in WBRZ. LSU has a 4-0 record in the stadium. Also, of note, the last time LSU and SMU played was 1934. It is safe to report that there are no returning starters from those teams. Here comes news, traffic, weather. Tommy Faucheux is next.
Yep. Happy Friday the 13th and opening weekend. Woo woo.
Calling.
Oh, and Kim and Valentine's bonanza at my kiddos, their school, and they're handing out all the candy grams, and we still have Halloween candy and crap from Christmas. Now I'm getting like Valentine's candy.
Yeah.
Hey, Tommy, I'm gonna put you on hold for you in 2 minutes.
There's the fucking spot.
Scott asked the same thing. Like, he's like, Julie's Republic. Julie's Republic. I'm like, I know.
Yeah. .637 Talk 107.3 FM WBRP mornings with Brian Haldane, rolling right along. Got a topic we touched on yesterday. We're going to dive right back into it today. The headline reads, Sierra Club quietly teams with conservative groups to block Louisiana energy projects. Joining us now to talk about it is Tommy Faucheux with the Louisiana Mid-Continent Oil and Gas Association. Tommy, how are you this morning?
I'm good, Brian. Good morning.
Do we have him?
Yeah.
Oh, there he is. Tommy, how are you this morning?
I'm good there. Little Friday freak out. We're on the radio. We're good.
Oh, good. Glad to have you on. Glad to be talking about this ahead of time because this is going to blow up during the legislative session, and it's going to be a really huge topic throughout the session because there's probably going to be multiple bills about this, multiple bills coming at this from either side. So walk me through a little bit about where the controversy is here, and also, since when does the Sierra Club team up with Republicans, or more to the point, since when do Republicans team up with the Sierra Club?
So look, let's be clear. Sierra Club has never been a fan of the oil and gas industry anywhere in the world, much less in Louisiana. And as you're headed into a legislative session, where I hear everyone from Governor Landry to legislative leaders talking about continuing to try to move Louisiana forward and create economic opportunities to keep kids here instead of seeing future generations move out of the state, you need to really ask yourself, who is in support of growth and opportunity, a lot of which is going to come from the oil and gas and energy industry, and who is against it. And what I think we're seeing in this article you're referencing is that, some of the most tried and true activist opponents of Louisiana's energy industry are continuing to dig in, and now they are scaring what, are really well-intentioned people who love Louisiana. They are scaring them into being opponents of not just carbon capture, but LNG, future investment in the oil and gas sector, future investment in offshore energy production. And so as we head into a session that everybody wants to focus on growth and opportunity, we need to be aware of who the real supporters are, who the real opponents are, and the tactics of those who are trying to scare, honest Louisianans who have honestly been supporters of the oil and gas industry for decades into taking positions that they would not normally take.
I want to start with the carbon sequestration part of this, because carbon sequestration was a big, the left was a big fan of it. The Sierra Club was a big fan of it until folks like ExxonMobil stepped up and said, you know what? Yeah, this can help us do our job cleaner. We can help in the environmental efforts if we get involved in this. And lo and behold, as soon as traditional oil and gas companies were on board, the Sierra Club, they turned their, well, I shouldn't say them specifically, but the left in general, environmentalists in general, all of a sudden decided that carbon sequestration was a bad idea.
Look, we have said that the largest investors in the world, and this is very much true in the United States and Louisiana, in lower carbon energy production that will reduce the amount of carbon emissions in the atmosphere, energy production that will meet the very real growing energy demands of our communities around the world, are always, those largest investors are going to be large oil and gas companies. And I know that there are some on the other side who don't like that.
Right.
But it is the reality. And, this isn't new in that we've seen efforts like this, particularly at the time of the changes in political administrations, et cetera, where, there's less opportunity, for example, in Washington to stop the industry through, the denial of permits or restrictions on leasing. And the attack then goes down to the ground. How do we get the people on the ground in the communities to turn against, the industries that quite honestly provide opportunity and prosperity? And that is what's happening here. We've seen the Michael Bloomberg $85 million investments in Texas and Louisiana everywhere 5 to 10 years ago, stopping oil and gas and chemicals.
Yep.
We've seen Sierra Club and others. And yes, it is very real that this industry will continue to thrive because it innovates and because it cares about the communities in the world it's operating in. And so when you start to see a path that continues to show opportunity for the industry, which is opportunity for Louisiana and Louisianans and Americans, that makes those who don't like the oil and gas industry very nervous. And they do what they do now. They oppose, they sue, they really try to stop everything that we're doing.
We got Tommy Faucheux on with us from Louisiana Mid-Continent Oil and Gas Association. Tommy, what's this going to look like boots on the ground come March 9th when the session opens up?
Well, we continue to engage with legislators and the communities which the legislators represent. And I think that's very important because, there will be a lot of people who say, there's a disconnect. There's absolutely not. The industry has been on the ground from the beginning of carbon capture and the beginning of the announcement of some of not only the CCS projects, but the data center projects, the steel mill projects, all that will come with it. And I think we continue to remind legislators of that. And we have bills filed already. I would expect, as bills continue to be filed here in the next few weeks, we will see more. But I keep reminding legislators and community members, leaders in business and government, is that we have spent now better part of 4 years advocating for what is needed next, educating communities. And, what I would ask people is, follow the science, follow the experts. If you have trusted the oil and gas industry for now more than 100 years in Louisiana, don't be scared by people who come from outside this state, who have maybe never even been to Louisiana. Don't be scared by those people into believing something that is counter to what you've believed your entire life.
That to me is the biggest part of it, though, is I feel like this is a concerted effort to play on fear in order to divide and conquer. If you want to, like when you have a Republican foothold, if you have a foothold like Republicans have in our state legislature, if you're not going to get votes from the other side to win anything. You have to divide and conquer. And the easiest way to do that is to instill fear. And the easiest way to do that is with misinformation. And I feel like all of that's contributing to where we are right now.
Yeah, fear and misinformation. I absolutely agree. And I think that is I think that has been what they have led with. In this state, we talk often about trying to build our education system, create a workforce pipeline that will educate our kids and prepare them for the jobs of not just today or 5 years from now, but 10, 20, 30 years from now. We talk to them about getting education in STEM fields, science, technology, engineering, math, because we know they're great paying jobs. And in Louisiana, they'll have opportunity to raise families. We tell them, go learn science and math, become experts in what we know to be true.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, then we want to flip sometimes in these arguments that we're having right now and say, just rely on emotion and talking points.
Yeah.
Ignore science, ignore the engineers, and ignore the people who are experts in the energy industry. We're setting our kids up and educating them rightly for future opportunities to stay here in Louisiana, but then going and tell the communities where they come from and the families and their parents, don't believe in science, don't believe in math. Does that make any sense? It doesn't to me.
It doesn't make any sense on any front. But the thing is, like, once one of my favorite quotes of all time comes from Mark Twain: "A lie can get halfway around the world before the truth gets its pants on," and that's where we find ourselves right now. So, look, we got a lot to break down on this topic. We're gonna have to do that at a later time, though, because we're just straight up out of time for this segment. But we've got till March 9th before the legislature kicks off. He's Tommy Faucheux with Lamoga. Always appreciate the time.
Thanks, Brian. Happy Mardi Gras.
Happy Mardi Gras to you as well. We had a great example of it yesterday. Sammy Wyatt running for Congress in the 5th District. I was talking about carbon sequestration. I said, CO2 is not dangerous in any way. And he said, you wrap your lips around a tailpipe and you'll get poisoned. I said, that's carbon monoxide.
I know, and I put it on the Facebook.
Yeah, check it out.
It.
Check it out at Talk's Facebook page. Here's Your Money Now is coming up in just a minute. By the way, if you would cut that reel right at when I said it's carbon monoxide, it would have been. I'll leave it. It's good. I'm glad you left it where it was, but like it would have been utter perfection there.
Hey, Rachel. Yeah, I'm gonna put you on hold. We'll come to you in about 2 minutes, okay? No problem. True. I wanted to get that whole bit where you kept being like.
Yeah.
But no, I hear you.
But after that, he pivoted over to a whole other topic, talking about eminent domain, which I didn't have all. I knew all where I'm at. I need to get more studied up on this because where I'm at with the where I'm at with the science of it, I know the science inside and out. The legality, like the eminent domain stuff, I know he was off his. It was a right of way bill. It wasn't eminent domain. They weren't taking somebody's property away, and I need to know the legalese of it.
Just stop, collaborate, and listen.
I love Chuck McDowell. Fuck them lawyers. I'm Chuck McDowell. You call me a lawyer, I'll fuck you up. Chuck McDowell.
was good. Till Friday, freak out. We're on the radio. We're good.
Oh, good. Glad to have you on. Glad to talk to you about this.
I'm good. We tell Thanks, Brian. Happy morning.
Happy morning, Brian, to you as well. There it is. Your money now. Forget it. Come on back in. We're too late. 650 at Talk 107.3 FM WBRP. Mornings with Brian Haldane, rolling right along. Time to welcome in. You know what? We're kind of kicking off a new segment here. Once a month. Let me rewind the clock. A couple months ago, we launched a division called Guaranty Health. Guaranty Health Solutions, actually. When we talk about healthcare today, outcomes matter, but more and more patient experience is just as important as the outcomes. From how easy it is to schedule an appointment to how a patient feels when they walk through the door, those moments can shape trust, loyalty, and even health outcomes. That's where our next guest comes in. We're talking with Rachel Fricke from Guaranty Health Solutions. Rachel, welcome aboard. Welcome back. How are you?
Hey, I'm great, Brian. How you doing? Thanks for having me.
No, always glad to have you on here. Glad to be talking about this because I know I'm biased because you're right down the hall. what we're launching into here is the next chapter of healthcare. I mean, we're to the point now where this needs to be talked about on a regular basis because there's so many avenues where it has impact. So let's just start off. What is Guaranty Health Solutions?
Absolutely. So Guaranty Health Solutions is a healthcare growth and experience partner for medical practices and healthcare organizations across the country. Look, we love our own backyard, Brian, Baton Rouge all day, but we are a national company. And what sets us apart is our belief that healthcare should feel as welcoming and intentional, that is such a key word right there, intentional, as the very best hospitality experience. We work across a wide range of care settings, helping providers grow, improve patient experience, and build lasting patient loyalty by blending hospitality strategies with clinical operations. Because look, let's get real. There's so many options out there. So what is going to set your practice apart from the rest?
Love that. Well, I love the duality of that because when we talk about like just who's your customer, it hits both the provider and the patient as well. So let's talk about that. Well, let's start on the provider end. What do y'all actually do for healthcare providers?
So we have these 4 key pillars that we find have been very successful. So what we say is we build. So we design systems and strategies like patient journey mapping and digital access solutions that make it easier and more welcoming for patients to engage with care. And so we say we build, and that's a really big innovation component as well. You may have heard of something called AI. I'm not sure, maybe, possibly.
It's come up. It's come up.
That's right. So we look at AI solutions as an extension to your practice, but giving you that more personal time with the patient face to face rather than having your back to the computer. And so that's just a sample of build and innovation. And then we attract. So we have a full marketing agency that's available. So we always say marketing with integrity is key. If you sell it, you have to deliver, right? And so that's part of the attract. And then we deliver. So we work with your staff to transform the actual care experience for execution, right? If you say you're going to deliver it, you have to execute. So from front desk interactions to follow up, so patients feel truly seen and cared for. And then last is we measure. Well, I say last but not least, so we have much more, but we track results using metrics like patient satisfaction, retention, and reputation so practices continue improving. But my favorite thing about this, Brian, is those key performance indicators. So what you think you're measuring is success. We actually help you identify that. Is that truly successful, what you're measuring today?
Oh, I love that. Because there's not a business owner out there who doesn't want that fully closed loop, right? Once you close that loop, you can just accelerate in the direction you're headed. That is just the way it sounds to me, Rachel. Is so much more than marketing.
So much more than marketing. So while we do help organizations attract new patients, we also focus on creating experiences that patients remember and recommend. I love marketing. I Google all the things matter in your playbook of marketing. Your number one seller is that word of mouth. So in addition to marketing, growth comes from how people feel when they interact with your practice, from scheduling all the way to billing.
Gotta love that. You got any examples of the impact you've seen?
Sure. So in one urgent care partnership, our hospitality-inspired frameworks helped increase their net promoter scores, which is a key measure of patient loyalty, from under 65 to 90 in just 3 months. Online reviews jumped significantly, referrals tripled, and staff felt more confident and empowered because what we do there is we build customized communication framework. So think of the patients, Brian. We also work with the team members in parallel because if one falls short of the other, the system will fail. So those team member experiences are so just as critical and important as the patient.
I mean, everybody rowing in the same direction. But so I guess that kind of brings me around to what gets the ball rolling? Who do you typically work with?
We partner with a wide variety of healthcare providers, so from urgent care and emergency departments to oncology, specialty clinics, dental practices, it goes on and on. But one thing we love right now is concierge medicine is very popular. So we're doing a lot with concierge practices as well. We try not to say if you see a patient, we'll help you, but honestly, Brian, if you're taking care of patients, we could probably help you. So.
If you see a patient, we help you, and that opens up a lot of dangerous boxes, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Look, I know the answer to this next question because you and I have had this conversation before. So I just want you to share it with everybody. What inspired the founding of Guaranty Health?
So our story is deeply personal. I firsthand have seen how clinical care can be excellent, yet the experience, the humanity was often missing. That inspired us to bring the heart of hospitality into healthcare so every patient feels valued. In 2009, we went through my mother's cancer journey, and it was just missing. It was very cold and transactional, and I knew then it was time to just completely shift my purpose, and that was bringing just more intentional experiences to patients, and not just patients, Brian, their families, and these journeys that are so vulnerable in their life. Sometimes the hardest things that they're ever going to go through in a lifetime, we have got to bring the love and compassion and intentional moments back into that journey. So that's where this came from.
Rachel Fricke with Guaranty Health Solutions. I'm looking forward to getting these conversations kicked off once a month because we are going to take some dives into some of the more personal stories along the way because that's where all the impact is. In the meanwhile, if there's a healthcare provider out there that wants to work with you, how do they get started?
We'd love to talk with them, Brian. So they can visit guarantyhealth.com or contact me directly at 225-290-7534 to schedule a consultation and explore how we can strengthen patient experience and growth together.
Great stuff, and it's off and running. Guaranty Health Solutions. She's Rachel Fricke, guarantyhealth.com. Always love having you on, Rachel. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Brian. Bye-bye.
Bye. We got 1 minute until we hit news, traffic, and weather at the top of the hour. Within that minute, let me remind you about the folks over at 180pros, 180pros.com. I'll go from your health solutions to your tech solutions right there. Is it time for your network to do a 180? 180pros.com is the website. 330-2200 is the phone number. In fact, let me stick with that for just a second. It's 225-330-2200. I can tell you about their certifications all day long. I can tell you how advanced and skilled they are when it comes to building and maintaining a network. I can tell you about that all day long. I tell you about their cybersecurity. We can talk about that if you want to, but I love talking about the fact that if you call 225 locally right here, you're going to talk to somebody with 180 Pros. You're not going to get some automated menu that sends you to another country that pipes you back in somewhere else. You got them right here. 180pros.com is the website. Learn more about everything they have to offer over there. Simplified billing. They build out a partnership with you. Simplified billing is available, and it's a game changer. Learn more at 180pros.com. Here comes news. There's a Red Bull. Which, if I had another one, I'd offer it to you. But I smashed a cup of coffee when I got here. Another cup of coffee in the first hour. No.
I was driving. I almost fell asleep.
No.
We got 1 minute.
Oh, good morning, Christy. Welcome in, boo. Hopefully. Oh.
Rachel, welcome aboard. Welcome back. How are you? Hey, Rachel, welcome aboard. Welcome.
Susie's here.
Want me to go grab her?
Westwood One Sports presents this special update on the 2026 Winter Games. The quad god Ilya Malinin goes for gold in the men's free skate starting at 1 Eastern today. He had the top scorer in Tuesday's short program by more than 5 points, led to compare quadruple jumps. He's the strength he's hitting his signature quadruple axel for today.
So I got to knock out top stories and trending.
Okay.
You're more than welcome to hang out here if you like.
I'd love to.
Awesome. And
Good morning.
you're, of course, on camera if you're in here.
Nice to meet you, Susie.
You want me to sit here?
Yeah. You want a water or anything?
I would love a one.
Watch out when you sit down. That thing's got wheels. I mean,
Oh,
they really
yeah.
roll. They move.
I'm the world's biggest klutz. I am entirely capable of falling off a stationary chair. Yes. There we go. Thank you. I can't help it.
Leave them off for now. 706 Talk 107.3 FM WBRP. Mornings with Brian Haldane, rolling right along. Hour 2 coming your way right now. Brian here with you. Bree Lynn producing. Starting off the 7 o'clock hour at 61 degrees in downtown Baton Rouge as we broadcast live from the 180 Pro studio. We've got a busy second hour for you. We're going to be talking with Susie Schowen from the workforce. Is it workforce department? Louisiana Works. See, that's why I always screw it up, is because I try to call it by the old name mixed with the new name. Also, we'll be talking with the folks from Marybird Perkins later on this hour about some new therapy or treatments that they're implementing. Before we get to anything else, though, let's go ahead and start off with top stories and trending. Since tomorrow is Valentine's Day, we remind you, Louisiana Family Forum announces Mr. Leland Lacaze and Mrs. Gussie Lacaze of Rubbelin, had to look up the pronunciation on that one, as Louisiana's longest married couple, celebrating an extraordinary 79 years of marriage.
Wow.
I know. The Lacazes will be inducted into Louisiana Family Forum's 2026 Marriage Hall of Fame alongside other distinguished runners-up, each recognized for their unwavering commitment to the sacred bond of marriage. All in, 11 couples are going to the hall this year, all of whom have been married for a minimum. The shortest run for them, 70 years.
That's impressive.
I know.
Man.
I know. Christy and I are in our 25th this year. So,
but even that's impressive. You don't hear of that anymore.
We're a third of the way there, right?
Yep.
A third of the way there. Hell, just living that long is impressive. A man who allegedly accidentally killed his brother in a shooting was arrested Thursday. BRPD said 41-year-old Joshua London was shooting a weapon at someone on January 15th along Shade Avenue. He hit an unintended target, his own brother, Terrence London. Of course, Terrence later died at the hospital. Joshua London was arrested, booked for manslaughter, felon in possession of a firearm, illegal use of weapons, and possession of stolen things. I'm sorry, I got to editorialize here for a second, but I feel like there's one charge missing. Attempted murder. Yeah, he killed his own brother, but he was shooting at someone. He was trying to shoot someone else. Governor Jeff Landry said yesterday that Lee Mallett, the vice chairman of the LSU Board of Supervisors, will take the top post on that board. He posted this up on Twitter. Landry thanked the current chairman, Scott Ballard, said Ballard would remain on the board. We talked to Scott Ballard on Wednesday. He couldn't give me the drop on this. We talked to Ballard on Wednesday. Man, his tenure as chairman, Scott Ballard's tenure as chairman, I mean, you look at the whole Brian Kelly to Lane Kiffin thing, that's one thing. Bringing in a new president, that's huge. Welcoming the UNO system back into the LSU system, Scott Ballard had a hell of a tenure. Mayor President Sid Edwards said yesterday that legislative auditors will review East Baton Rouge Parish's finances as he works to, quote, restore trust following the indictment of a Metro Council member and past leaders of the local bus system. Edwards said at a City Hall news conference that he met with legislative auditor Mike Wagasback on Tuesday and that the auditor would have his office's full support. Get ready, y'all. Get ready. You pull back that rug, there's going to be all kinds of dust underneath. Qualifying ends as of 4:30 this afternoon. Qualifying is open 1 hour from now. This is day 3 of qualifying for the May 16th elections. What's on the ballot there? Well, U.S. Senate. Every congressional seat, including that 5th congressional district that is going to be the Wild Wild West, and a number of other races, state Supreme Courts on there. There's a Bessie District 1, PSC District 1, but qualifying runs through 4:30 p.m. Expect today to be a busy one, especially in the Senate race. What you got, Breland?
With both the Senate and the House scheduled to be in recess for the next 10 days, the Department of Homeland Security is all but guaranteed to run out of money moolah funds tonight.
You know what I'm curious about? I'm curious if ICE is even going to stop. Like, I know they're scaling back. They were scaling back in Minnesota to begin with, but like everybody that joined up within the last like year or whatever, I don't like. Are they going to stop if they're not getting paid?
That's kind of the same thing. What was it? When the government shutdown happened, you got all your, like, not your officials, but what is it? The FDA, they can't do inspections.
Right.
It's just, okay, so no money. I'm not coming to work.
Yeah. But with the recruiting tactics and the people that got involved, I'm curious to see if they just completely pause the program or
Right.
keep mission ahead of money.
Huh.
Oh,
Curious. Okay. Don Lemon is scheduled to make his initial court appearance in federal court in Minneapolis today. And I stand corrected, Brian.
Did you go back and watch it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I read up on it some more. He was not just being a journalist in the moment.
Well, he never is just being a journalist.
Well, I wasn't trying to say that.
This is the guy who would do CNN's New Year's Eve coverage from New Orleans.
Toe up. Toe up, by the way. Slurring.
And I'm turning into such the teetotaler over here. Like when did I become the curmudgeon? I'm not
You
that
sound
guy.
like a grumpy. They're calling you Grinch in the comments,
Well,
Brian.
I know who's doing that. I don't even have to open the app to know who's doing that. But like, you go on and like, did he get an earring or like a nipple ring on TV?
He got a piercing during the New Year's Eve. It was,
but like I couldn't tell you what he got pierced.
I think it was his nipple.
Was it
on live TV?
Speculation here. We don't actually know. But Baton Rouge native Don Lemon, who, by the way, he's not bothered by any of this because the more you say Don Lemon, the happier Don Lemon is.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, he loves it.
Oh, I know.
All right. Tomorrow, Spanish Town takes over downtown Baton Rouge. Woohoo, Brian.
No, don't. I'm not biting. I did this last hour. After the show is over with, if you want to restart the Facebook or YouTube and go back and watch it again, I went off. I did my Spanish Town rant. I'm done with it. I'm fine. Yeah, I'm the curmudgeon. I understand that. It's a rolling drunken orgy. It's not a parade.
And look, I will say this. I love Spanish Town, but I don't understand the people who take their kids to it.
Right.
Because my son's going to ask.
What does that word mean?
Or what is that on that float?
Right. What is that inflated doll? What is that 3-foot long toy? Air quotes.
That's just,
Mm-hmm.
How do you cross that conversation?
Well, you have the family section. No, you're not deflating anything when you pass the family section. There's no big black box over the word that comes in front of Trump. All right. I'm not doing it. No, I'm resisting. I'm not doing the rant. No. Y'all enjoy. Have a great time tomorrow. It should be nice and overcast a little bit. So decent weather during the parade. Get out there and have a great time. Enjoy Spanish Town.
Brian just won't be there.
Quick break. Coming back. We're talking workforce next. Admitted, I'm a Mardi Gras snob. I'm a huge snob.
Completely get it.
I was a member of a crew in Metairie for well over a decade, and Crew Zeus, and yeah. But we had meetings every month. We did philanthropic things around Jefferson Parish. We hosted bingo nights for the old ladies. Like we just, it's just. You don't just get on a float and get hammered. Right. We did get on floats and get hammered, but like it's not just that. You're a member of a crew. That's one part of Mardi Gras. Another part of Mardi Gras is South Downs, where you have a neighborhood parade, where it's same. So I like my favorite crew right now is Toth, and we'll be at Toth on Sunday morning. Okay, awesome. But like. So my son's best friend is a page this year in Toth. So I know it's 9 years old, right? So it's family tradition for the Clays, and we'll be down there to cheer them on and whatnot, and see little Patrick and his little brother James. But like, so you have a crew, you have the neighborhood thing, you have the get-togethers. Spanish Town is somewhere in the middle because each float is its own crew. And there's a number of really, really great people that have a great time and throw a whole bunch and have fun. But there's nothing satirical about just saying Trump.
Right.
That's not,
right.
You're not funny. It's not coup d'etat. It's not chaos.
Yes.
You've lost all sense of satire. You're just lazy and vulgar now.
I think lazy.
And when half of your float is passed out
perfectly.
before noon, you can't handle your booze.
Yeah.
So, like, man up.
Right.
Like,
that's embarrassing. It's childish,
right.
Right.
Yeah. Either move back to high noons or grow a pair and actually drink like a man.
See, I moved to Baton Rouge in 2017. I've only ever known Spanish Town as vulgar.
Yeah.
The whole satire behind it, that's been gone. Yeah.
Yeah. I moved here in 2011. Right. That's how I knew it. Yeah. Yeah. Like, what are you talking about? That's just Spanish Town. Yeah, I hear you.
716 Talk 107.3 FM WBRP. Mornings with Brian Haldane rolling right along. We're going to get to workforce in just a second. Do need to remind you about the folks over at NeuroJust. NeuroJust.com is where you're going to find them online. If you've been battling with anxiety or depression and you're not happy with the results that you're seeing from either the sit-down, talk it out therapy, nothing wrong with that. If it's working for you, keep going, right? If you're not happy with the antidepressants, the meds, the prescription drugs, if it's working for you, keep going. But NeuroJust does something a little bit different. It's called transcranial magnetic stimulation, TMS therapy, they call it, right? FDA approved, non-invasive, zero side effects. You would think of it more like physical therapy for your brain, okay? It is, it targets the areas of the brain that affect mood. And you know how it is when you're battling with anxiety and depression. It's a constant fight or flight. Those 6-foot waves are crashing around your head all day long, and it's exhausting. So if the meds don't work, if you don't like where you're at right now, if you're quote-unquote treatment resistant, give NeuroJust a look. NeuroJust, neurojust.com. Oh, by the way, your insurance picks up the tab for this one. Learn more at neurojust.com. All right, time to talk workforce. There's a lot of announcements coming out of Washington Mardi Gras a couple weeks ago, and that's where we want to go with it. Time to welcome back to the show. Welcome back to the show, Susie Schowen from Louisiana Works. Good morning. How are you?
I am doing really well. Glad to be here.
Glad to have you on. Let's start with rewinding the clock back to, I believe it was Wednesday morning of Washington Mardi Gras week, where Governor Landry was it Thursday?
No, was it? Forgive me.
No, that's the point of Washington Mardi Gras, isn't it? The whole week
the breakfast meeting for Better Louisiana.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then he made the big announcement about developing the workforce. I mean, making sure we have the people to cover the jobs that are coming. So walk me through from announcement through like how you took it all in.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. So I do want to back up just a little bit because we were talking about Susan Bourgeois during the break a little bit.
She's a rock star.
Rock star.
You both
right?
are, by the way.
I appreciate that. But every time, and Susan and I joke about this all the time, every time she's got a big announcement, it makes my job that much harder. Right. So we love Susan. We love what she's doing. She's amazing. Governor Landry is our, lead salesman for the state. They've been rocking and rolling. So we have this historic economic opportunity here in Louisiana. Our people have a historic opportunity to get out of poverty, get into the middle class. That's what this is about. We have a workforce system that can't keep up. And that is no fault of any of the people in the workforce system. I want to make that really clear. These are hardworking people, but they are handicapped by a federal bureaucracy that just doesn't work. And so we need to blow it up. We need to rebuild it the way it should have been built from the beginning. And all of a sudden, we have an opportunity with the federal administration to actually look at doing this. I've got to tell you, Brian, I've been in state government in this space for 15 years. I've been in the workforce space for about 30 years. This has been a hope of so many people to be able to move in the direction that we're moving in for decades. And the federal government has stood in the way in their wisdom. And now they are backing off, and they are encouraging states to apply for waivers of some of the federal restrictions that are getting in the way of a streamlined, employer-centric workforce system that treats individuals like individual people, human beings, respects the way that they are leading their lives and the way that their aspirations work. And I cannot tell you how excited I am about this opportunity.
Let's talk about a few of those restrictions. Give me some examples of what they are. What stands in the way?
So right now, the federally funded workforce system in Louisiana consists of 15 different local areas.
Okay.
In many cases, it's a central parish with the major city, and then all the surrounding parishes form a different area. Each one of those has a workforce board.
Okay.
The federal government tells you who has to be on that board, how often you have to meet, how you document that meeting, how that information gets collected. It has attendance requirements. So if you want your CEOs of your businesses in your area to be on that board, they have to meet certain federal attendance requirements in order to stay on that board. Each one of those local areas has a staff that does the work of service delivery. That's a good thing. We want that. We want that to stay.
Yep.
And each one of them reports to a different local elected official. That means, although actually I should say 2 of them report to a nonprofit. That means that a business or an individual that wants help in one parish and help in another parish is dealing with different sets of policies, different sets of customer experiences when they go in there. And if we've got, statewide employers, they're dealing with a patchwork quilt of 15 different sets of workforce systems.
Is there a place in this country where that makes sense?
No.
Okay.
Yes.
And I'm not blaming here, but like, how does something like that originate? How does something like that get started? I mean, what launched that?
I think it's the classic horse by committee results in a camel, or however they put that. But that metaphor that we've all heard. But it seems to have built up over time. I'm not even going to speculate exactly what people were thinking as they added all these layers of restrictions. But I am fond of saying that if we were going to build a workforce system and a social services system that is purpose built to trap people in poverty, it would not look so different from what we have.
Wow. Unbelievable stuff. Yeah. Susie Schowen from Louisiana Works is our guest. All right, so let's talk about knocking down those walls, knocking down those silos. What does that look like? You go from 15 individual districts to what, centralized within the state? Or
yes. That is exactly what we're looking to do.
What does it look like to build it back up within the state to make sure that bureaucracy is at a minimum and everything is streamlined to be and this is where I hope Susan's listening, at the speed of business?
At the speed of business is exactly where we're going. And honestly, I truly believe in the best government is the government that gets out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
And so the federal government is now volunteering to get out of the way. And what we intend to do is eliminate the bureaucracy that is getting in the way, but not eliminate the good stuff, right? That's how we're building this, is by taking away the things that don't make sense.
Okay, let's chip away a few of the blocks that might be built up as opposition to this. When you talk about the government getting out of the way, we're not talking about putting in workforce plans that would be unfair to the worker. We're not talking about putting in unfair wages, unfair labor practices, and the like here. We're not going back to a industrial revolution / robber baron model here.
You are exactly right. And honestly, none of that is regulated by the systems that we're talking about pulling away. That's such a
great
good
added point. Good.
Yeah, that is a really good point. I appreciate you raising it. We need the input of local employers, local businesses, local economic developers for us to know what we're doing at the state level.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not talking about having, blanket statements of which jobs are worth preparing people for, which industries we need to focus on. We need our locals to tell us that, but they don't need a specific type of board meeting at a specific time cadence. Right. We don't need any of that. We need them convening all their healthcare CEOs, right? Because they know that they have a healthcare workforce crisis. We need them to be able to bring those people together, have them tell us what we need to do, what they need from the workforce system, and then we can go and deliver on that. That's the sort of thing we need to do.
We're talking with Susie Schowen from Louisiana Works. All right, so what does this look like next steps? Where do we go from here to get to that point?
The next step is to get a federal waiver, and it's actually way more than one federal waiver. We need a series of waivers.
Sorry, let me re-ask the question. I asked it wrong. How do we get from Governor Landry's proclamation and executive order to trump a federal waiver?
Oh, okay. So we are already working on a set
or Trump
of waivers.
Federal regulation. You see where
yeah. So we do need a waiver from the federal government, a set of waivers in order to move in this direction.
Mm-hmm.
So I do want to stress that, because that means business as usual until we get that waiver.
Mm-hmm.
But we are quite confident that we will. So we are partnering with the federal government. And I want to say we are way ahead of any other state on this.
Love that.
Love that. we are hearing from people we're at least a year ahead of any other state in
Okay.
where we're moving with workforce. So we are working to get that waiver. Once we get that waiver, then we will be working with each of our 15 local partners to take away what doesn't make sense, but make sure that they understand that we are keeping what does
Oh,
make
so
sense.
those 15 boards will remain in place.
The 15
It just
staffs,
their missions will be different.
the boards, just to be nitpicky about this, the boards will go away.
Mhm.
But the staffs, the local staffs are absolutely going to stay right where they are.
Perfect.
We cannot deliver on this from Baton Rouge, and we don't intend to.
Okay.
So services to individuals and to employers will be delivered by local people who live in the community, who understand the community.
Okay. Had the governor on as a follow-up to Washington Mardi Gras. I had the governor on last week. And I asked him about, like, how do you get from executive order to legislation? He said he doesn't think they're working out now to figure out if they actually need legislation. My follow-up question was, why bother? You're going to have a rallying cry on March 9th that's going to like rally the troops like Braveheart over there to get everybody rowing in the same direction behind workforce. This is going to be a theme all legislative session long that everybody's going to want a piece of. So what's it look like from a legislative perspective?
That's a good question. We actually have several pieces of legislation. So we do have a piece of legislation led by Representative John Weibel, which will solidify what we're doing with the executive order, and that's going to help make it permanent,
Okay.
right? And make sure that we harden that. We're going to have legislation from Representative Dennis Bamberg to build what we're calling right now the Louisiana Talent Accelerator,
Okay.
which is an employer-facing unit within our agency that will move at the speed of business,
Yep.
that will be business responsive, and make sure that we're delivering on that promise.
Mhm.
We are going to have legislation from Representative Adam Bass to retool state resources and federal resources to fund that. So we're not asking for any additional state general fund. We're not asking for any additional state funds at all. We're going to retool what we have in order to support that. And then we've got, I do actually want to mention this, it isn't quite related, but we've got some good workers' compensation legislation coming with Senator Brock Myers. And I just want to put a word out for that because we really need some reform in that system too. So all of these things work together to help us build a workforce system that is responsive to individuals, responsive to employers, and moves at the speed of business.
We've got 2 minutes left and 19 questions to go. So let me see well, first of all, we got to get you back on at least 2 more times before the session starts because there's so much to unpack here. Going back to the top of the conversation, you mentioned getting people out of poverty and into the middle class.
Yes.
There is also there's multi-pronged focus here in that, yes, we want to raise up the lower income brackets into better paying jobs, but there's also we want to bring people back home again.
Absolutely.
Where's the balance?
So I think I'm not going to tell you exactly where I see that balance landing out because I don't honestly have those answers yet.
I asked you that with 30 seconds ago, by the way. My apologies.
I know. So I'm just going to say we need to move as fast as possible on both of those because we need both of those maxed out. So I don't know if you saw during the Super Bowl, we had an ad campaign that launched to...
I saw it afterwards. Yes.
So we're so excited about that. That's about building interest in the skilled trades at home, but also we're going to be working on pulling people back home who have those skills.
That's where we're going to have to pause it, pick it back up within the next week or so. Susie Schowen from Louisiana Works. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Here's news. Oh my goodness.
Sorry, I'm talking.
I love talking about this so much more than anything else we talk about. Because it's
how we make Louisiana better.
I told I need to find the audio on this, but
Hi, doctor. Yes.
Hey.
I will put you on hold.
736 Talk 107.3 FM WBRP mornings with Brian Haldane rolling right along. We are pivoting real quick. Told you the show's gonna be all over the place today. We didn't even talk about qualifying yet. We'll get to that in our next segment. Right now, though, I want to talk a little bit about this announcement came out. I believe it was last week. We'll visit with our friends over at Marybird Perkins Cancer Center real quick. They're offering fully outpatient CAR T-cell therapy for select blood cancers. Want to welcome Dr. Andrew Dallavizio. I hope I'm pronouncing that last name right. I'm probably not. Did I come anywhere close?
Good. Yeah, you're close. Andy Dallavizio. Thanks for
Dallavizio.
having me on. Yes.
Glad to have you on. Glad to be talking about this. I saw the press release. I'm like, I kind of need to follow up on this. This is kind of a big deal. Tell me all about what it is and how y'all got on this path.
Yeah. So again, yeah, thanks for having me. So, at Marybird Perkins, I came on about a year ago with one of the goals of bringing on an immunotherapy or cellular therapy program. So kind of summarizing, this therapy or CAR T therapy has been around for almost a decade, but really had been limited to kind of large academic medical centers and large cities. So this really meant that patients weren't able to get access to this treatment. And particularly in Louisiana. And so the way that this works is we're essentially able to take out a specific type of blood cell from a patient through an IV, send it to a laboratory where it's engineered to help kill cancer cells. I basically call it kind of like sending your immune system to boot camp, and then the cells are sent back to us and fused into patients. This treatment really has been revolutionary in the sense that it's in a lot of ways, doesn't depend on chemo. It's kind of a one and done treatment. So patients don't have to come back and forth to a clinic, every week. And we know that this is actually curing a substantial portion of patients with blood cancers that were previously very hard to treat or incurable. And so, because this treatment did have some potential complications, most centers were just offering it in the hospital. So patients had to be admitted for, 10 to 14 days. But when I came on, we made a really large commitment to be able to offer this in the outpatient setting, meaning patients still would be watched very closely with daily clinic visits and things like that. But they're able to stay at home, around their families and friends and pets and loved ones and home cooked food and kind of avoid all the things that we know can be aggravating about being in the hospital.
Dr. Andrew Dallavizio is our guest. We're talking about CAR T-cell therapy on an outpatient basis. Want to get to that outpatient part in just a little bit, but dive in. Sure. And as you're mentioning the process, I'm starting to remember a little bit the last time we talked, because what I find amazing is the fact that the blood cells come out, and when they go back in, those blood cells are ready to fight, basically.
Yep.
So
correct.
Without, with the understanding that none of us have medical degrees, right. I'm going to throw this question out there. Right. How?
Yeah, so it's pretty next level Star Wars stuff. So they're actually able to with some technology. It's called lentivirus technology. They're able to insert this basically antenna into these cells that then can hone it in on cancer cells and go kill them. The production is generally taken about a month, but new technology is coming out quickly, and these cells are only sometimes taking now 1 to 2 weeks. And there's even technology coming out now where they can actually engineer the cells while they're still inside a patient. So this stuff is happening really, really fast. And that's a good thing for patients because, the turnaround time to get these cells back and get them into patients where they can do their job is really shortening.
The amount of cells that this takes to do, it sounds like it doesn't take a whole lot.
Well, it's actually well over 1 million. And so, yeah, there's a lot of these guys that get infused into these patients and go in and do their job.
But if it takes over 1 million, how many blood cells do we have?
Trillions.
Yeah. Okay.
When you break it all down, yeah.
When I say not a whole lot, I was speaking like kind of in a relative sense, to be sure. Right. What cancers can this attack? Because the headline says select blood cancers.
Yeah, so currently it's approved for a number of different lymphomas and a number of different leukemias. Mm-hmm. But just at the end of last year, they had the first FDA approval for a CAR T for a non-blood cancer, a rare type of sarcoma. And there's lots of clinical trials looking into moving these into much more common cancers like, lung, brain, and things like that. And so I think that's going to be great for our patients and will allow Marybird to even have those clinical trials now that we've established kind of a program for these already FDA approved ones.
Okay, now moving over to the outpatient part of this. Fully outpatient is a big deal within this whole thing. But walk me through, if you could, it is relatable human terms, what the body goes through. What does the body go through in this case? I mean, you've got, like you said, Star Wars. I mean, they're blowing up the Death Star inside of you.
Right,
Like that's
right.
that's got to knock you down a little bit.
Yeah, so that there does require a little bit of chemo you have to get before to kind of help calm your immune system down to prevent rejecting these cells. But outside of that, it does have a unique side effect in that when these cells go into people, they really get kind of ramped up and do their thing. So people can get kind of this flu-like illness. And as we've had these treatments around for a number of years, we've gotten a lot better at treating that. And so patients, kind of had to be admitted to the hospital previously for 10 to 14 days, according to the pharmaceutical companies that make these. But a lot of the bigger centers started offering this on the outpatient basis with really close, daily monitoring. And what we found is that a substantial portion of patients are able to receive this treatment in the, outpatient setting, just have to come to clinic every day. So we've done things like set up a weekend clinic, and have access to the physician 24/7. And so really it's a huge quality of life factor and really can be done safely.
The advantages of this being outpatient, I mean, I know that they probably seem self-evident. No, I give the word wrong. Evidence. Sorry. They seem self-evident. We're Friday and Mardi Gras weekend. And they seem self-evident, but spell them out for us.
Yeah. So that when you're in a hospital, anyone that's been admitted to knows you get terrible sleep. They're coming to get your vitals every 4 hours, sticking you for lab work, all types of interruptions. The complaints you hear about the food are well known. And I think just the idea of being at home around your family or your support structure, your pets, home cooked food, your own bed. I think it has a tremendous impact on patients' healing and just well-being throughout the whole process. And so, certain patients still might require admission if they're kind of high risk for complications, but we know a majority of these patients are going to be able to, still stay at home if they meet certain criteria.
We've got a couple minutes left with Dr. Andrew Delavisio talking about fully outpatient CAR T-cell therapy for a number of different blood cancers that are out there. I love talking about what Louisiana is doing compared to those around us. So regionally and nationally, where does this rank us? How do we stack up against what others already have to offer?
Yeah, so I think this really kind of propels us, to be a destination, site for patients with blood cancer. Traditionally in Louisiana, patients had to travel, whether that was to MD Anderson or Atlanta or Birmingham, to kind of the big academic centers. Now they'll have that option to stay at home and get, cutting edge care, clinical trials, and really patient-focused, patient-centered care that we're going to offer them here close to home, which is a huge victory.
That is good news. Hey, age ranges for your patients here. Is this restricted to adults, or can this help across the board?
Yeah, they're CAR T products approved for blood cancers in basically any age. And we know that in kind of healthier older patients, even over age 80, that there's evidence that these treatments can be administered safely and those patients can benefit from them too.
What's the future look like? Because you're kind of hinting around that, like, if this is select blood cancers and maybe a few others, is there room for growth here? Is there room for this to continue pulling new cancers under its under its description?
Yeah, I think that we truly are entering the first phases of what I think of as kind of the post chemotherapy revolution, where I really think that chemotherapy is going to be a thing of the past in the next 1 to 2 decades, and we'll have a very limited role as we learn to kind of harness our immune system to treat and kill cancer cells.
Got just about 2 minutes left with Dr. Andrew Delavisio talking with Marybird Perkins Cancer Center about this fully outpatient CAR T-cell therapy. Qualification for it, I'm sorry, but someone asked me to include this. Qualification for it, how do you know who's the right candidate for it?
Sure. Yeah, no, that's a great question. So, certainly this can stress the body somewhat. So patients do have to meet certain criteria as far as, organ function. That they do have to have support structure, meaning a caretaker that can kind of be with them for the, couple weeks after the procedure to help with them at home. And so there are some disease-related factors that are a little bit more complex that I won't get into, but essentially, they have to be reasonably healthy and have good social and family support. And fortunately, most patients do have that.
Okay, so as far as other health concerns, that doesn't even enter the equation.
Yes, I mean, if patients have, a lot of, comorbidities or significant, organ dysfunction from other health issues, sometimes it can make this procedure not safe, and we might recommend other treatments. But again, fortunately, that's a minority of patients.
While I've got you, you know what? There was another part of this I did want to explore, and that's the teamwork behind it. Because from the press release, talking about the CAR-T process is complex.
Sure.
Talk to me a little bit about the teamwork and what goes into the complexity of it.
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, it always seems like the kind of doctors at the tip of the spear, but when I think about taking care of these patients and CAR-T therapy, it certainly is kind of the ultimate team sport. And so we have an amazing team of nurses, pharmacists, social workers, folks that are responsible for making sure that the quality and safety are second to none. And so really a complete team sport in many ways. And so, Mary Bird's been great about building that team up to make sure we can make this a success.
Well, we saw psychologists and dietitians even mentioned in the mix here. How important is it that team does run from top to bottom?
Yeah, look, I mean, we really want to take care of the whole patient. So we understand, good nutrition, supporting them through a stressful situation and their family through a stressful situation, in many ways can be important as treating the cancer itself. And so, again, can't reiterate enough the importance of a great team, which we have around us.
Cancer therapy now on a cellular level. It's amazing stuff to read about. Doc, I appreciate a couple minutes this morning. Thank you so much for hopping on board.
Yeah, great talking to you guys. Have a good day.
Likewise, you too. It's really cool stuff coming out of there. Why are you talking about the possibility of one day and into chemo? That's big. That's really big. Thanks again to Dr. Andrew Delavicio talking about CAR-T cell therapy. We got Your Money Now coming up a minute and a half from right now. On the back end of that, we have got traffic, and then we're going to sorry, I was reading a text. On the back end of traffic, we are going to talk a little bit about qualifying because day 3 opens up about 12 minutes from right now, and at 4:30 this afternoon, everybody's either in or out for the Senate race and the congressional races, and a handful of other races as well. By the way, if you're in for any race in any election this year, 5 Star Printing and Signs is your home. 5 Star Printing and Signs is your go-to. 271-4096 is the phone number. 225-271-4096 to get a hold of Danny and his team at 5 Star Printing and Signs. I'm starting to see some of the signs pop out right now for some of the upcoming elections. You got a March ballot that's going to be up there. Before you know it, we'll see more signs for the May ballot, the June ballot, and don't forget, November we'll have a regular election season as well. All year long, it seems like we're turning around with election after election after election. So if you're running for something, anything on any level, Danny's got you covered. The brochures, the door hangers, the yard signs, those big old signs, everything's available at 271-4096 for 5 Star Printing and Signs. Oh, shit. Oh! Okay. Oh. Rocco says, hey, I'm on my way. I'll be there right at 8. I need a headset because I'm going to be back and forth with the po' boy. So I'm way headset.
I need a headset. Okay.
Yeah. So this is my back and forth with Rocco is I try to get him a headset because he likes to move around. And when he moves around, he's on a microphone. But when I give him a headset, he complains I'm messing up his hair. Like he's Tony Manero from Saturday Night Fever. So I have the Rocco headset right here. So what we do is
I love how he goes, hey, I need a
I'm here for him. Whatever he needs.
We got Rocco's yesterday.
Hey, can you go in YouTube Godfather 2 Fredo? It's not the way I wanted it. Oh.
Commercials, our buyers hustle 24/7, making great deals on the good stuff.
He said he would be tough on the negotiations, but if they could get a little help and close it. He said there was something in it for me.
For me.
Oh, Fredo.
You're my kid brother, Mikey.
This is the clip, right? I just got to set for it.
Mickey Mouse nightclub somewhere. Somebody up to the airport. Over. Slide your hand.
God, we played the hell out of this commercial.
Yeah, when Michael, you queued up when Michael says it's the way Pop wanted it.
Yeah, I think I'm at that point. It's been years since I watched it.
It's been Tuesday since I watched it.
Right there.
No.
Right before that. No.
No, it's well before that.
Oh, wait.
Before that. Started with Take Care of Me. You ever think about that? Take care of me. You ever think about Yeah. Yeah, rewind a little bit further. Right. If he sticks with it. He and I talked about this last Saturday morning. So I don't know where he's going with it, but he might try to quote the whole damn thing. So if he does, we'll go back and forth with it and then play the real thing. $7:55, Talk 107.3 FM, WBRP, Mornings with Brian Haldane, rolling right along. Hey, before we dive into our next topic, congratulations once again to Heather Hebron. She was our final winner of a Mathern's King Cake, picking up over there at the Mathern's at Kenilworth. When you go to the Mathern's at Kenilworth, you will see the ginormous alligator and the display that is all the king cakes. The fantastic king cakes that Mathern's bakes, yes. But they brought in the all-star lineup, y'all. They're kicking king cakes from everybody over there. Nona Rendazzo, Haydels, Eubigs, Kalutas. Have you ever? I had a Kalutas king cake this year for the first time. They're top five. When you get the difference in a king cake between it's a glorified cinnamon roll versus it's a real king cake. Like if you tell me a king cake's a glorified cinnamon roll, I would tell you to stop eating like Walmart king cakes. Like, get yourself a real bakery king cake, like a Haydels. Nona Rendazzo over there. Like, they've got the whole They've got the whole all-star lineup at the Matherns at Kenilworth. And don't forget, if you're downtown for Spanish Town over the weekend, Matherns has got you covered with their downtown location. All right. We've got one more day of qualifying for the May 16th ballot. And today's going to be a busy day. You got the Senate races in there. The 5th Congressional District, you heard this from our news partners at Louisiana Radio Network. The 5th Congressional District race is going to be a hot one. And yesterday it got even hotter. Monroe State Representative Mike Eccles became the 7th Republican to qualify for a spot on the ballot. Man, the chair of the Louisiana Republican Legislative Delegation says he plans on taking the principles he fights for in the legislature over to Capitol Hill. Here's Mike Eccles.
Can bring some of the tools and the bills I've already run to root out inflation and SNAP and fraud and waste that has continued to plague not only America, but Louisiana.
Eccles, like many of his fellow candidates, has taken Blake Miguez, who President Trump has endorsed, to task for running for the seat while living well outside of the district's boundaries. Cut 8.
When a contestant for this race has to leap out of a Senate district and now has to move 100 miles to be able to run for another seat that might be open, I think you see the weakness in the candidacy there.
We had Blake Miguez on to talk about his overall candidacy, but I asked him that question specifically. I was like, the 5th Congressional District, there are 6 area codes in Louisiana. The 5th covers 4 of them. Blake Miguez's phone number is not one of those 4. New Iberia, Erath. It's just like New Iberia is nowhere near this district. I asked him about it, and Blake talked about his LSU ties, talked about his Baton Rouge ties. He has owned a home here, owned a business here for years now, like 20 plus years now. So that's a question that I don't know if it will persist as a candidacy question because he's so quick to answer it. Dispense of it, move on, right? So you got 7 Republicans in this race as of right now, with 1 day to go in qualifying. You got Jesse Fleener from La Ronge. Jesse Fleener lives, I guess about a mile or 2 away from the Global Wildlife Center. Larry Foy from Winsboro. Dan McKay is in the race. That can't be all. Oh, you know what? That's the Democrat side. I'm an idiot. Let me go back to it then and pull up the Republican side. Change data request. 5th Congressional District Republican Party. There we go. And all right, now here we go. On the Republican side, you've got Misty Cordell from West Monroe, Mike Eccles from Monroe. You got Rick Edmonds from Central Louisiana, Austin McGee from Franklinton, Michael Mabrewer from St. Francisville. Of course, Blake Miguez, who has a P.O. box in Baton Rouge, listed his address there. And then Sammy Wyatt from Denham, who was on with us yesterday. It's going to be stacked up, y'all, and there's still a full day to go. All right, hour 3's next. Did I miss your countdown? Okay. Who? Well, why don't you ask?
No, I got it now.
Okay. I've got the press release with his name right there on it. So,
In that white tent that went up yesterday outside the door too. It was all over the news that they had this white tent.
Oh.
The story's just getting.
Yeah.
okay, so they do expect to remain on the job, but some of them, not all of them.
Yeah. I just want to know how many of them didn't need to pay in the first place. They just wanted to round up dirty Mexicans and get them out of here. Like, just like it. I mean, the recruiting pitch was basically, do you want a $50,000 bonus and hate brown people? The recruiting pitch had zero, like, it was very, very amped up.
Hello, good morning.
I have to keep this piece of paper because it has my list of state legislators that I have to call. Hello, sir.
Where the blues were born. It takes a cool cat to blow a horn. Down the South and Lampard Street. How you say Burgundy?
Burgundy.
Somebody said Burgundy.
If you're drinking it, yes, it's a wine. Burgundy is a we don't say that word.
Cracking on my parade that I'm the Grand Marshal of.
You're
a freaking Chad. That's what you are.
Wait, you're not the Grand Marshal of Spanish Town, though. Not the whole.
I'm the Grand Marshal of the Italian American Club, and we're marching in it.
I understand that.
That's for your wife.
Thank you.
This is for your daughter.
Yeah.
And your mama now, huh?
This is for Christy.
Christy is my wife.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got one for my wife and one for Christy.
This one's for Jimbo.
Jimbo gets the Italian one?
You don't get shit.
No.
Italian. There you go. This one's for you.
All right. Thank you.
I'm going to give you these two.
No. Give them to people along the route. Look, I got no beef with the Italian American Club and the marchers, I swear. Y'all bring it on, because the drunken orgy that follows y'all is not fit for consumption.
Hold on right there.
Uh-huh. You want to
25th. What's 2 plus 5?
Huh?
What's 2 plus 5?
It's 7.
Perfect number. That's why I'm doing it.
What?
Divine intervention.
All right.
Who wants a Dasani?
And Alani.
I mean, an Alani.
You said on. By the way, y'all couldn't hear him.
You want orange or you want cherry thrust?
He said
on
LaSalle and Lampard Street.
I know the words. I got my own vernacular. What you want, orange or cherry twist?
Whatever you feel I'm worthy of.
I want the orange drink. We're doing the peacemaker, brother.
I love that.
Hold on, let me turn this off.
Let me show you what I brought. I ain't giving this to you.
I understand. No, I'm not.
That's y'all.
We're gonna worry about actual phrasing once you get on. Look at that. Oh, look at that. That's a beautiful thing. You can't see it on the radio.
Now you know what I can do with this?
What?
I can hit you upside the head with
Well,
it.
it does look like a paddle. I don't need to have sense. I'm not a Chad. The Chads are the ones that are drunk and passed out on the floats. For that. So no, we're trying to do it right now. It's 8:06 Talk 107.3 FM WBRP, Mornings with Brian Haldane, rolling right along. Hour 3 coming your way right now.
I just can't. I love Rocco.
I know, but we're gonna power through. Do I tell him to pull it closer to us?
On the silent Rampart Street.
Rampart.
All right, come on. You know this is my favorite. I love history.
Yes.
I wanted to be an attorney, and then I found out it took 3 more years. So it took a lot of history and pre-law stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, 6 years was enough for me.
Okay. We got
acquiesce.
We got Rocco coming up in just a little bit. We do need to hammer out this day in history. Let's go.
Okay, let me try to get through this.
Oh God, the po' boy smells so good already.
I know, I can smell it. All right.
The speed of smell.
Baby.
All
Fried
right.
oysters and scrimps.
All right. 1866, Jesse James robs his first bank, stealing $15,000 from this bank in Liberty, Missouri.
Okay.
All right.
1866.
1866.
30 years later, Landmark Bank would be founded, and Jesse James never robbed them.
1920, the League of Women Voters was established in Chicago just months before women gained the right to vote nationwide in the U.S.
They had the League of Women Voters before they had the right to vote?
Yeah. Banding together.
Fellas, write your own punchlines.
All right. Let's see. 1942, Germany's planned invasion of England, Operation Sea Lion, is canceled by Adolf Hitler.
Okay.
And then also during World War II, Allied forces in 1945 began.
Well, you're already up to 1945?
Yeah.
All right.
Begin the devastating bombing of Dresden during World War II.
Dresden.
Yep. 1960, the first television broadcast of a presidential debate. It was between John F. Kennedy and Hubert Humphrey in Wisconsin.
Okay.
All right. 1960, Frank Sinatra launched his own record label, Reprise Records.
Frank Sinatra, come on.
What? Repeat what you just said.
I love Frank Sinatra.
You say it
I'm
like
just
it's a
saying,
bad thing. Like
No,
it's
it's a very good thing.
25th Grand March of the Italian American Parade, and you bring up old Frank, man.
No, well, look, no, it's a good thing. Frank Sinatra launched his own record label in 1960.
There you go.
Start spreading the news.
Also on this day in 1960, we're going to go back in time further in a little bit. Also on this day in 1960, France detonated their first atomic bomb in the Sahara Desert.
Oh.
And then immediately surrendered to the desert.
1995, Howard Stern radio show premieres in California.
The French are soft. The French are very soft, just saying.
Yeah.
Soft.
Yeah.
1996, Tupac's fourth studio album, All Eyes on Me, was released during his lifetime. In the year 2000, the final original Peanuts comic strip is published. And in 2004, Led Zeppelin, they were awarded a Lifetime Achievement Award at the Grammys that year.
On this day in 1872, Rocco, what happened on this day in 1872? It
was the War of 1812.
That would be 60 years too late.
And he's so nonchalant about it. He's
the Revolutionary War.
The War of 1812.
The Spanish-American War.
In 1872. This day in 1872, for the first time ever, Rex rolled.
Yep.
Huh?
Yeah, Rex in New Orleans.
Yeah, the parade.
Yeah.
The parade.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Okay.
All right.
Why is it on a Tuesday, though? It's Fat Tuesday. Why didn't they roll on Fat Tuesday? Was Tuesday that day back
I don't know.
then?
Let's go back in time.
It may have been.
You see? I bet you it was on a Wednesday.
This
You want to
day
bet?
in 1872 may
Hump
have been
day.
a Tuesday. No, I don't think it was a hump
You got
day.
me all tied up over here with this.
Did I tell you he was going to complain about the headset?
Yeah, I know.
strangulating
Oh,
me, man.
no. It messes up his
I mean,
hair.
you treat me like a
Birthdays.
child. Yo,
I
make me
don't-
put on
All
a
right.
headset.
All right, hang
You
on.
asked for a headset. Yeah.
Oh.
All right, so my computer's
Man.
freezing, but who I got so far? Jerry Springer has a birthday today.
Fantastic.
That's
Rest in
all I
peace,
got
Jerry.
because my computer's frozen.
Okay, well, we got a few others here. Bess Truman was born on this day. Peter Gabriel, Henry Rollins, Randy Moss, and born on this day in 1919. Who was born on this day in 1919, Rocco?
Ulysses S. Grant.
Close. Eddie Robinson.
Eddie
The
Robinson.
man said close.
Yeah, so
I'm going to take back what I said earlier about being a history buff. Because I may have messed up a couple of those days up in there somewhere.
Possible. It's possible.
Just saying.
Just a hair.
But
All
you
right.
know, go ahead, please. I
Deaths?
digress.
Do you have any deaths?
Fortunate deaths today. Waylon Jennings. Let's see. Robert Ivers. Let's see.
Who?
Notable actor for. Hang on.
I have no idea who this guy is.
No, me neither.
Gunsmoke.
Oh.
From the in 77 Sunset Strip and The Fugitive. All right, hang on. All right. That was Rocco.
Dude, you're gonna kill me over here. It's like I got a snake around my leg.
Okay. What else you got?
Former Supreme Court Justice Antonin Scalia died on this day in 2016.
Great story about him, man.
Okay.
Used to eat at Rocco's with Louis Prejean. Remember Mr. Lewis?
I do.
Yes. And he came in there one time with him, and they used to hunt and fish together.
Okay.
And he was incognito. He had a ball cap on, dark glasses. You know, not dark, but reading glasses with tinted lenses. Nobody knew who he was.
Yeah.
And he came in on a Friday when we had first opened up on Lent during Lent, and he was in town. Went duck hunting with Mr. Louis Prejean.
Okay.
So Mr. Lewis comes up to him. He's like, "Hey man, it's been about 15 minutes. You know, we really need to get this guy was got to go catch a plane." I said, "Yeah, I know who he is. I recognize him because I knew they were friends because I was in the Knights of Columbus with Mr. Lewis." And so he comes back about 10 minutes later. We getting ramrodded, dude. I'm back there putting, mayonnaise on, bread with my foot. It was just ridiculous. It was so busy. And I went back out there and he goes, "Rocco, do you know who that is? That's Supreme Court Justice Anton Scalia." I looked him dead in the eye and said, "I don't care who the hell he is. He's going to wait just like everybody else."
Oh, Lord.
Okay.
What a story.
Yeah. And he waited, but actually, I really did try to get the food out fast to him, and he became a regular. Every time he was in town, he came in there. Asked me how many times somebody recognized him.
How many times?
0.
Really?
Not one time.
Interesting.
Huh.
Not once. He looked like a typical Guido. I mean, he fit right in.
That makes sense.
I mean, he blended right in. He could have been a chair in there. I mean, he looked just like everybody in there.
You know what he looks like? A little bit?
He looks like
Bishop Duke.
Paul. Yeah, he does. But I always thought he looked like Paul. Yeah.
You think he looks like a Rigo?
Yeah, you know what the bishop told me one day when he was eating lunch at Rocco's? What? "You're not 100% Sicilian. You're only 75. I'm 100%. I'm like, "Bishop, you want to kick my dog Lulu too?" That's a true story. The bishop slapped me with that. And then I asked him to bless the food because it was the day we were feeding the Catholic High football team. Remember I told you that story?
I remember that story.
And he blessed it sitting down. And I said, "Well, look, Bishop, you want to come and bless on top of the food? Right? Like, I'm the bishop.
Now go bless the bread.
Now
go bless the fries. Hey, bless these onion strings
Rock
while you're at it."
I just blessed the whole
Bishop
place, dude. You could.
The whole thing. All
Leave
right.
me alone. Let me eat my gumbo.
We got a break. We're coming back. I don't even need to tell you Foodie Friday's up next because Rocco's on.
Oh, yeah, the peacemaker. Now, I just want to point this out to y'all, and I will point it out to the listening
see who that
audience.
is. He obviously wants to yell at us.
And, it's never going to taste as good as if it's coming right out the fryer. But, I mean, don't you think it tastes pretty good? I've perfected a system to keep it not soggy,
Okay.
But you got to get it to where you're getting in like 15 or 20 minutes, man. Because if you don't...
Oh, God, it's so good. Why are fried oysters so good?
Just a little dip of that jalapeno infused mayonnaise.
No. So not tartar.
Just a little bit.
It doesn't like me? Yeah.
You got any seafood left?
Yeah.
Dip, that's jalapeno infused mayonnaise.
He was saying something like, "My computer froze up. The one that he froze, the logo came on there." He's like, "Good for y'all." I'm like, "Okay."
Oh. Oh.
So he's watching on Facebook, you said? Okay.
Man, this has been the last 6 months, brother. The fucking weather. With my construction.
Mm-hmm.
These balls, that KKDL, bro, that was some work. Oh yeah.
So much better than
Man,
Target.
I'm doing this freaking,
So,
What do I ask?
25th Grand Marshal. This is going to be the Peacemaker. We're gonna start this on Wednesday during Lent. Okay, it's just a half oyster, half shrimp. It's very big in New Orleans. It's jalapeno. Yeah, it's jalapeno infused mayonnaise. We take a little juice of the jalapeno, put it in there, chop up some jalapenos, mix it up, add a little bit of spices in there.
Little secret. When I make tuna salad at the house, I make it with. Instead of using pickles or relish in my tuna salad, I use pickled jalapenos.
How long is this segment going to be?
About 10 minutes.
Okay. And then when we come back, food.
We get 3 segments total, but yeah. Give me 60 seconds on the front end.
Excuse me. Oh yeah.
Rocco's in the house. You're going to be getting around to a little bit of Foodie Friday here in just a little bit. Do need to remind you about the Baton Rouge Metro Airport. FlyBTR.com is their website. FlyBTR.com. Had the absolute pleasure of coming home from Washington, D.C. to the Baton Rouge Metro Airport and being able to go straight home. Coming home to the Baton Rouge Metro Airport, getting from my plane to my luggage to the car in no time flat. It is such a wonderful difference to be able to have that level of convenience in my own backyard and then hop in the car, hop on 110, hop on 10, and then, boom, right there. I'm on 12 and then Sherwood in no time flat. It was awesome. The level of convenience that's offered on the front end of the trip, on the back end of the trip. Learn more at flybtr.com. All right, Rocco.
I have to touch on that subject. I concur with you 100%.
I appreciate that.
One of the most fantastic things they've done is up the airline flights to where you're going one way.
Mm-hmm.
We used to ski all the time back in college. You always had to go from here to. One time they flew us all the way to Indiana just to get to Tahoe. I mean, just crazy. But yeah, fantastic, man. But when you went to DC, I think you had a guest host on again, and I just don't understand, bro. It's always get Rocco to do this. Get Rocco to come in on Friday. Get Rocco to come on some Mickey Mouse Friday when nobody's here in town, and we're doing like, cow tongue or something like that.
It's the way Pop wanted it.
Well, I'm your older brother, Haldane, and I was stepped over. It ain't the way I wanted it. I'm not dumb. I can do things. I'm smart.
Taking care of me?
Not like dumb.
You're my kid brother. You take care of me.
You take care of me?
Did you ever think about that?
Think about that.
Did you
for a
ever
second.
once think about that?
Everybody else gets to host the show.
Send Fredo off to do this. Send
Yeah,
Fredo off to
Rocco
do
to
that.
do this. Get Rocco in. Nobody's in town
Let
next
Fredo
week.
take care of some Mickey Mouse nightclub
Get
somewhere.
Rocco to come on a Friday
Send
when
Fredo
I'm
to
out
pick
of town
somebody
and
up
I
at
got
the
a guest
airport.
host. And I won't even
I'm your
ask
older
him for
brother,
guest
Mike,
host.
and I was stepped over.
I was stepped over, Haldane, too many times. I want respect from you, son. Respect.
I can handle things. I'm smart.
It's just depressing sometimes. But I keep coming back for the people, for the masses that need to hear the message.
Yes. Absolutely.
The 25th Grand Marshal.
By the way,
the
hang
Italian
on.
Air Marches.
No.
This guy knows I'm on the way here. I think my mic went off.
Your mic is fine.
And it's unbelievable.
You're on a
He's
headset.
talking about. He's such a Chad. I mean,
I'm not a Chad.
You're
If I was a Chad,
You're talking
I'd be
about
passed out
the
on one of the
parade
floats
that I'm
behind you.
going to be marching in. It ain't a parade. It ain't a big. What about the floats in March? We grew up in New Orleans. Well, you're on the West Bank. I mean, on the North Shore. But anyway, the point being,
you and Sean
what about the 1,000 freaking crew of freaking truck floats? That's not a crew.
No, it's not. Well, okay. Hang on. Because the trucks are either the Elks and the Jeffersonians or the Elks. You have a crew that is the trucks. They don't mask. They go out there as families and groups and whatnot. But in Spanish Town, they're all their individual, and it's like 100 individual crews.
In defense of that parade, I will say this:
drunken orgy.
It is what it is. And because it is what it is, you have two options. Either you go or you don't. But when you go, you know what you're going to.
Exactly.
Okay, so with that being said, I agree younger kids, really young, maybe not a good deal, especially when Roman was 7 years old. And we only went, I think, one time. And it was because it always fell on Mardi Gras weekend. We're from New Orleans. Where are we?
What, we in Endymion?
Yeah, we're in freaking New Orleans. Right. So we just happened to go, and Jason Hebert, a good friend of mine who is actually works for the speaker, Catholic High guy, used to be my neighbor, and his office was right there on Laurel or Laurel. What have you?
Laurel.
You sure?
Yeah.
Check that. You got a dictionary? And so anyway, we went and watched the parade, and, you know, he comes up to me, and he's holding something like in his hand, and I can't see it. And they call me Papa, right? Or Buffy, you know, which is short for buffalo.
Okay.
I'm like a buffalo in a
I
China
thought you were a
shop when
vampire
I get
slayer.
mad. And so he hands me a boob with a nipple and everything on, and an aureola or Oreo or whatever it is. And I mean, what do you do in that instance? I said, son, it's a water balloon. Throw it down the street. So he chucked it, and there went the boob just down Wall Street.
Yeah.
And so has it become sometimes a little too much? I don't know, possibly, but who are we to judge? I mean, let people do what they want.
Oh, no.
The crew be what it is.
You only heard the parts you wanted to hear.
But you cannot say that you wouldn't have any more fun than not. If you were 25, 26 years old, single, you're running around, you're right out of college, perfect place for you to be.
I will equate it to this, okay? It's a lot more fun to be in the Spanish Town Parade than it is to watch the Spanish Town Parade.
Well,
it's a lot more fun to be the guy who's
parade
drunk.
that you ride in, any parade that you've ever ridden in, any parade that I've ever ridden or ride in. You know, I don't drink anymore, but back when I did ride,
I don't drink any less
everybody
either.
got schnockered.
Right.
So what's the difference? It's Mardi Gras. Laissez les bon temps rouler.
What I'm saying is,
and that's what it is, bro.
Don't
I'm
pass
gonna hold
out.
it down for you people. Ninth ward, you heard me?
Don't pass out before the route's over with. If you want to fall out the back of the float when you get to the end of the route, that's fine. I'm not judging. I'm saying man up and hold your liquor.
It's preposterous. The level of hypocrisy I'm hearing out of your lips right now.
How is that hypocrisy?
Are you telling me that people that ride in all the parades in New Orleans, nobody gets knockers and pass out on a float? I was one of them.
I've seen it happen. Yes, I have. Yes, I have
Lord,
seen it happen, but not in
mercy.
not in the numbers
Lord
we're talking
have
about
mercy.
here.
I don't know, man.
In the numbers we're talking about.
Anyway,
here,
I'm going to be the 25th Grand Mile show out there.
That's
I'll be leading the float. Come and see me. I've got garter belts, beads, coronations to give to the ladies. My wife, Juliana, I love her to death. She scares me. The only person that scares me more is my daughter. You can relate. And so, with that being said, she said, no panties.
No panties.
I said, I don't understand. What do you mean no panties? You can't give panties away. I mean, nobody's giving me panties.
Right.
These things are sealed.
Right.
I don't get it. What's the discrepancy or the problem with
What's
that?
the difference between a garter and a panty, though?
I don't know.
Wait, hang on.
You put it on a lady.
I was going to say,
I mean, if I give it to the girl, she drops trousers and hands me her underwear, and then I can see that.
No, you're putting them over existing underwear. You're not,
you know.
It's not a trade-off.
You know what Paul Reggio said the last time I was on here? I don't know. He says
You know
Frank
he's
says
listening.
it one way, he says it the other way. So
Okay.
I don't know. He tells me, he goes, you know, when we out there marching, we pinch more butt than a toilet seat on Bourbon Street or Paddle Bronze. I was like, man. So we gonna pass a good time, my friend.
I'm sure you will.
We gonna laugh and we go.
But here's the thing, though.
Off.
Here's the thing.
and have a
You are
good
marching. You are marching.
Mm-hmm. I will be.
Yeah. And,
Like a
by
foot
the way,
soldier that I am.
You call me a hypocrite. I declared on the beginning of that whole entire rant, I said I am a Mardi Gras snob.
Yawn.
I'm a total snob. I admit that. And I also realize that I'm the only one making this argument. Everybody else is on the other side of this fence.
I sure
I'm
hope
over
Thomas
on little Haldane Island
Timothy
over here.
Barfield, my last previous sire, the KKDL ball, man, we raised over $525,000 and still counting for the Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Association.
Yeah.
How about that?
Seriously,
love my court, my king, my queen, Tanya Paluzzo.
take a minute to just actually delve into that. That's an unbelievable story and remarkable results.
Brother, let me just tell you, man. You know, I've been a part of many organizations, balls, parades, rodent parades. This is primarily a ball, which is a fundraiser for Mary Berry Perkins. Every dollar that's raised goes to that center to treat people who are unable to pay.
Yeah.
And, you know, my sister died last year, as you know. My mother died of breast cancer. And, you know, when Thomas asked me to be a duke in his court, a lowly duke, I think it was the last one he asked, just barely made the cut.
Okay.
But one day I shall be king. And you will call me sire. You could call me the Don right now.
That's well.
Because I'm the 25th grant.
Yeah.
So anyway.
So you're done being passed over now.
I had a set goal for myself. And with friends, corporate donations, I exceeded that number. And I'm not going to say what it is because it's irrelevant. The point is everybody involved was in it for one reason, bro, love.
Yeah.
And there will never be another 2026 Royal Court. Julie Wampole, you know, Doc?
Yeah.
That's who that was my escort. She was my Duchess, and I was her Duke.
Very nice.
Lovely lady, great family. And I'm telling you, it was just a unique and just so fulfilling part to be part of it, you know?
Yeah.
And, you know, Jerry Lane has been involved since inception, and Eric was there. And I can't tell you what they give every year, but I know they raise a ton of money too.
Yeah.
And it's so community oriented. The beauty of it, brother, and this is the thing. You know, the mayor's my next door neighbor. And, you know, I talk to him often. We sit outside in front of the house and shoot the breeze when he's got time. But I will say this. This man was elected to make changes in this parish and bring about change. And the very people that have elected him are the ones that have the handcuffs on him right now.
Oh, that's supposed to change.
It's going to take everybody, brother. You and I talked about this. All ethnicities, all freaking religions, community, man. And that's what KKD was all about. That's what our Acts ministry is all about. That's what our church is all about.
Yeah.
It takes a community, you know, the cheesy cliche it takes of it. No, it takes a community, man. Everybody fighting the same battle for the right reasons, which is the common good of people, you know? And that's why that thing was so great for me, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, it was just, and it was perfect timing.
Well, because
I didn't know why he asked me to be in it.
Right.
I didn't know my sister was going to pass away
Right.
while I was involved in this whole process. But that's why the Lord did that.
Yeah.
And he was,
and it was a meshing of communities.
Absolutely.
It's not just one community, it's a meshing.
man, it was just,
of
and it was
communities.
great, you know? And so anybody out there who's listening, you can still make donations. The website's still up. Go to KKDL. It's Carnival Crew de la Rejoice
de Louisiane.
And so, yeah, and everybody that's been involved, particularly the people that made the donations to raise that much money, a heartfelt thank you from all of us, because everybody towed the line and pulled the rope. And Amy Dijon, and Rachel Atkinson were very significant in helping all of us along the process. So thank you, ladies. We love you.
He got it under the wire. We got a break for news, traffic, weather. When we come back, Foodie Friday goes full swing next.
Let's eat. This ain't gonna be nothing. Rocco, whip this up quick. Daddy-o. And look, I picked out the pit. That's for you, the prettiest piece. She's got the ruffles in it and stuff. It's just like this right here. And I'm gonna take out my implements right here.
You know,
I hope that's not on there. Pray.
no, it's on Facebook.
Pray.
You
Look, I want to go back to the Texas Club when they have a concert when y'all go.
Please, you can always do my
All right, I'm going to tell you why. He knows this. Jimbo and I were really, really tight. Gilmore. I don't know if you knew Gilmore.
I love you.
So, man, I was always his plus one. I sat in freaking Tracy Lawrence's bus with him. Watch this dude drink Jack Daniels, smoke pot, right? Jason. And he said to me, and he said, man, I said, Tracy, I said, man, I saw you when I was in college at the freaking Assembly Center, man. When Texas tornado blowing me away again. Man, and I said, man, I don't get it. Why you like playing these small venues, bro? I'm shooting tequila. It's like, Rocco, we're gonna have about 2,000 to 2,500 people here tonight. And he said, every person here is here because of me and the music. Meaning, I don't say that egotistically. He's saying they are here for my songs, for my music. And he goes, it is such an intimate setting. And he goes, when you're in a giant stadium, and some people may be singing along, he said, but you can't make a connection. He goes, I can look and span the whole audience and make eye connection with anybody. And he goes, I love that more than anything. He goes, truthfully, put the money, everything out. I just like to entertain. Just like to entertain people. And so I discovered after all these years that there's a Clegg's nursery right next to frickin' Detectives Club.
Well, you gotta be out there in the daytime to know that.
Yeah, right.
Bro, wait. I've been here since 1990 and I never knew it. And I live a mile from it. So I was going to Seagan Lane, dude.
Now, to be fair, the Seagan Lane's a bigger one.
Yeah, but I mean, golly, All right, what time? Where are we on time?
We're about 3.5 minutes before.
All right, we at 8:30 right now.
I gotta bang out one more live.
Are we 8:30?
We are at 8:33 right now. Yes.
Okay. 8 what?
8:33.
8 what?
I said it on purpose. 8:33. Everybody's burping up in here today.
Oh, because you got a fucking post. I raised 18 grand. I've never seen this. Oh, I've been losing my mind. My head's on the floor. You heard that song before, Tommy? My man, he put some windows in my house. How you doing, my brother? We're not on the air. How you doing? It's a good man. Look, windows, gutters, anything. My man put windows in my house. We start talking. He's best friends with a lady whose husband and him are best friends, and she taught school with my freaking wife. They used to run and go drink daiquiris together back in the day. I'm like, bro, you got to be kidding me.
You know who you call? Tommy's Windows.
Hey, efficient, clean. Tommy, the beard's looking good, brother. Get that suave on there. There you go, a little beer guard. My man, you know him?
No.
He owns Tommy's Window World. Does what? He's like Relief Windows.
I mean, is it like?
I thought you knew him. I would have introduced you. I apologize. I thought
so.
She knew him, so I thought you knew him.
So the point of the segment now is just to make fun of me. That's where we're
No,
at.
we make
It's
fun of
just
you.
I just can't believe you don't know who Zebra is.
No, Zebra, man. I just can't believe you don't know.
837 Talk 107.3 FM WBRP. Yeah, who is Zebra?
Zebra, you remember the president, the paddle boat that used to go up and down the river and they would have concerts? Fog Hat, Foreigner, Zebra. Zebra was very popular.
I remember.
I think
Behind the door.
Are they from Louisiana?
Randy Jackson, not Randy Jackson, obviously from
Yeah, the
American
other
Idol. The
Randy
other
Jackson.
one, they're all from New Orleans.
Yeah.
Zebra started in New Orleans. You don't know this, Brian?
And they are playing
Chelsea's Live.
Chelsea's Live. We gone. I'm gone.
I know,
You
I'm
gone?
going with
Me and you
Rocco.
gone. You got to get us tickets. I'll come.
I got you tickets.
I'll get y'all tickets.
Yeah.
I'll
You
get y'all
coming,
tickets.
dude?
Yeah,
I'm telling you, you're gonna stand there. So as soon as people out there that are listening,
I
please
bet-
start
yeah.
blowing up his Facebook and all that stuff, and the Instagram, and send him some songs. I
I
think he's
bet
got
you
brain
Christy.
damage right
Christy
now.
knows Zebra.
Bro.
If I don't know Zebra, Christy doesn't know Zebra. I'll
Bro,
tell
you
that
know
right now.
Zebra. Come on, man.
I'm-
You were riding around in a Camaro with a mullet back then. You know who Zebra is.
All right, founded in
Listen to your Alpine.
Hang tight. Founded in 1975 in New Orleans. I was born a year later, so my apologies for not hitting the clubs when I was a toddler.
Man, how old are you?
But I'm 36 years
49.
old, and I know who
I'm
Zebra
55,
Yeah,
man.
but they were
You ain't that
probably
young.
playing that Homa circuit by then.
is. Yeah, true.
That's playing it like
There's something
the-
really wrong with you, man.
the cutoff auditorium.
I mean,
the DFW.
I don't know what is wrong with you today.
VFW, not DF.
DFW.
That's the flower people, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
You know what my boys in Gonzales say
He's
about
getting
people
contagious
like you?
is the problem. What?
Y'all are you thrown off, man.
Am I?
Yeah.
Am I?
I mean, you thrown off. On the way here, you started with the parade thing. I'm like, this guy, what's wrong with him?
I'm not
Did you
wrong
have your
about
Sanka
that.
this morning?
I don't drink Sanka.
Sure, maybe you should start.
I tell you, you know what I need? I need PJ's coffee in my life.
I
That's
think
what I need.
think you need a peacemaker.
I do need a peacemaker, by
And
the way.
we're about to whip that up, brother.
So give me the peacemaker is like the ultimate Lenten sandwich. It's the ultimate Lenten
It
po' boy.
is. It is.
There is, but like I have trouble with it because it's so good. I like it's even with it being a peacemaker. Like you're talking about the best of both worlds. It's fried shrimp, it's fried oyster. Give us the rundown.
So you know the difference. All right. So the true peacemaker has cabbage on it.
I did not know that.
Yeah, and it has the jalapeno infused mayonnaise.
Mm-hmm.
We don't put the cabbage on it at Rocco's. I think the lettuce tastes better. It's just a matter of preference for us, you know. As you know, we're approaching Lent with Mardi Gras.
Right.
And I have a couple announcements to make before we do this.
Okay.
We are changing our hours. And so next week, starting on Monday, and it'll be posted all over Facebook and what have you, and on our social media platform. Amy Simo, our marketing manager, is going to take care of that for us. And so we're going to be Monday, Tuesday, and Saturdays, 10:30 to 5, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 10:30 to 6.
Okay.
And the reason being is because, you know, we have shifted completely. You know, we used to be open to close, busy, you know, and because we had a lot less restaurants in the area. We're so top heavy on lunch now, and people have been calling us and sending us email. Man, can y'all? Because we stuck with these COVID hours, which is what we've been in since COVID.
Mm-hmm.
On Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday, we've been closing at 3,
Mm-hmm.
and then staying open to 7 on Wednesday, Thursdays, and Fridays.
Okay.
And the public has spoken. And as you do with everything, you adjust and adapt. And we're going to listen to our customers because they were like, we really would prefer you to stay open till about 4 or 5 o'clock. That way, because what happens during lunch? You've been in Rocco's, brother.
Oh,
I mean, it's busy as all get out.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm
stacks
not
up and
saying that
filters out.
we're a lunch place. People
But
eat
it's like-
po'
but
boys,
there's like
man.
two waves.
We got great food, everything, the plate lunches, the soup, salads, all that stuff. But, we're heavy lunch and people come in and, some people want to wait a little bit and delay them so they can go in and get out quicker. So they y'all closing at 3. Sometimes I want to get there at 3.
Right.
And we started looking at numbers and I pulled out the quadratic equation and I started figuring out some numbers and I had an abacus and I was doing some slide and I had some graphs and stuff and a chart and a pointer and I figured out the numbers and we are really, really busy, particularly from 1 to 4, on Wednesday, Thursday, but really after that, it dies down, And so people kept hitting because we do things, if anybody wants to, go to our website, www.roccosnopoboys.com, or you go to Facebook. And if you send us your email and stuff, we're constantly sending out different gifts and just, like coupons and, free soups and just stuff like that. So if you get registered with our database, to where we get your email, we'll be able to send you more stuff in your inbox. And we're all about taking care of people and giving. So please do. But yes, the Peacemaker is a very popular, it's actually called, it's named after the Prince of Po' Boys.
No.
Roman's half and half.
No way.
Yes.
Okay.
But this is the Peacemaker because we have the jalapeno infused mayonnaise.
Yes.
And then we also dress it standard lettuce, tomato, mayonnaise, and pickles. But like I said, if you do go to New Orleans, several of the places they make it with cabbage. I'm not a big fan of cabbage on a po' boy.
Why not?
It's just, it doesn't work for me.
A little crunch.
It doesn't work for me. It's got too much of a flavor to where it takes away from the seafood, in my opinion.
A little bitterness. A little bit of bitterness. Yep. Now that you say
regular lettuce, particularly, iceberg, has really no flavor. It's a lot of water weight.
Well,
it really is.
Yeah.
And so,
but it's lighter and crispier, and when that goes along with the fried, because you're going to get heavy with the fried, whether you like it or not.
Now, I want to make an announcement too with the change of the hours. On Fridays during Lent, we will stay up until 7 because we know people like to stay out a little later and get their seafood.
Yeah.
But that will subside once Lent's over. But we will do it all the Fridays during Lent.
Which, by the way, that's kind of a big deal. Is like picking up the sandwich on the way home, picking up the po' boys on the way home.
Oh yeah.
Grab your fried shrimp po' boy on the way home. Grab your cat daddy on the way home.
The very people I'm telling you about pointed that out.
Yeah.
Hey, you're gonna stay up and late. Lent's coming up. Why don't you stay?
No, it's important.
And we always have. Sometimes we will even if we have people continuing to come, we'll stretch it to 7:30, 8 o'clock. Man,
Yeah.
we're not going to turn anybody away. We give you if you're calling in an order, you got to call it in 15 minutes before before we close. If we close at 6, you got to call it in 15 minutes. If you don't, then we're not going to take the order. And then secondly, if you come in 10 minutes before closing, we're not taking your order. Okay. And so people are like, oh, well, you're open. Well, come on. Now let's be realistic. If you really wanted to eat here, you can manage your time to where it's, you come in. We don't want to turn anybody away. But if you walk in and there's nobody in the place and they're breaking down stuff in the kitchen and it's 10 minutes to closing, now come on. There's some things you should know because your mama taught you better,
I agree.
and so that's the type of stuff. But we love our customer base. We've been strong over there for so many years, and that's why I continue to do it because I enjoy serving people and getting them the opportunity to enjoy a New Orleans true po' boy. And more importantly, I'm heavy into construction, as you know now, and because of those businesses that I had, I was able to transition and get to that point. But never forget where you came from, which is why I keep Drusilla.
Yeah.
And I'm in there all the time. You know it. And we sit at the Sicilian table.
Yep.
You have to be very special to sit there, though.
I can sit at the
Have you been there?
I have.
I don't know. I might have to put you on.
I've been.
I might have to put you on double secret temporary probation until you come out in favor of Spanish Town.
I'm coming out in favor of the marchers in front of Spanish Town for sure.
All
I got
right.
y'all
Well, look,
back for sure.
I told a story about, my wife. She's I don't know if she's coming out there, but she will have a drone following me, I'm sure.
Okay.
There it is, my brother.
Look at that. That's a thing of beauty right there.
Look at that.
Show that off to the camera.
Let me open
Give
it
that
up for you.
yeah.
You want me to open the top or spread it up?
Let's go cross section. Cross section.
Like this?
Yeah, like that.
Oh.
There we go.
And look. This is just
he's gonna bring it over. He's gonna bring it over to you to put up there.
And look, I put a good bit on here, and I didn't want to put too much so it would fall off my cutting board that my friend Billy Briniger made me. That owns Budget Transmission, and he's been a regular at Rocco's forever. He got bored and bought one of these things where you can cut wood and do cups and all that. You know those axe cups and stuff that I get? I get them from him. Okay. And he made me a customized Morrow cutting board.
Okay.
With my name on it.
Love that.
And the foot soldier.
Mm-hmm.
Because I am a foot soldier for Christ.
Yes.
That's right. Lord, defender, and protector of the ministry.
1,000%.
And defender of the faith. Because hail to the cross.
Absolutely.
It's our only hope. How about that? Who wants some of this? You want some of this?
I do. As soon as we're in break.
All right, now you taste it now. You're going to eat it right now. Take a bite on the air,
you start
man.
talking, so I'm not chewing on the air.
So as Brian is about to taste this po' boy, let me remind you once again, Bree, I'm the 25th Grand Marshal of the Italian-American Parade.
I know. Congratulations.
There it is. There it is. It only took he's just separated himself from Spanish Town. You heard that?
What? No,
from the Italian-American Parade.
No.
Proving my point once again.
Not the parade.
It's not a definitive crew.
It's
not a definitive crew from start to finish.
But I must correct you because I am also a member of the group in New Orleans, and we are called a parade. So if I had a slip of the tongue, it's only because I'm involved in multifaceted different organizations.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Yeah. I mean, I take basket weaving. I'm in a Latin dance class at the leisure class at LSU. I do bird watching on Saturday afternoons.
Bird watching.
Yeah. I can tell you speckle belly and all these different birds and ducks and things. And I'm just, how is it? It's delicious, isn't it? I just look at it, man. You look like a man who is truly satisfied right now.
My eyes are rolling back in my head because I got both shrimp and oyster in the same bite. And that's it's just the way the different textures combine together and different flavors combine together. There's a lot more pop of pepper on the oyster side.
Yeah,
definitely. But I'm with you on the lettuce now that I'm biting into it.
A couple little culinary tips too when you're making this po' boy, because you have to understand we're in studio, so I had to transport the stuff. It's always going to taste better if you go into a restaurant and you order seafood and eat it there. Don't take it 20 minutes home and then you're going to be, it's all soggy. The food's no. Fried seafood has to be eaten right away. I don't care what you transport it in. It's never going to taste as good as when it comes right out the grease.
No.
And so I implore you, I beg you to please stay at the restaurant and eat their seafood there. And support your local vendors. Support the Louisiana shrimping industry. All these people getting busted,
I want to talk about that on the back end. We'll talk about that on the back end, give you a full review.
Let's do it.
Breakdown of the po' boy on the back end as well. We're having the Peacemaker.
The
Peacemaker right here on Talk 107.3 FM. We got Rocco in the house. Happy Mardi Gras, and we're ready for Lent. Right now, we're ready for Your Money Now on Talk 107.3.
Yeah, I mean, I got so much shit to do, and it's gonna be over with finally at the end of this weekend, man. I finally caught up with work with the damn construction company. Every freaking week they have fronts coming in, and one day it's 70 degrees, 2 days. Well, yeah, this
Saturday. Saturday night.
Been spad. No,
cooler.
It's going to be cooler, but it's going to be a lot of rain. But it's going to be quick, they said. So the parade's Sunday evening, they say, it should be fine, which is good because that's when some of the best parades are.
Once again, stocks are slightly lower now. Down by 159.
A zip recruiter.
The zip recruiter.
Zip recruiter. And do your math and get a cooler.
Strong candidates. The right gig awaits.
Zip recruiter, yeah. Don't be a loser.
So yeah, this front that's rolling through is not going to make it a lot cooler. Next weekend we're going to go through it again. Next weekend it's going to knock the highs down to like 60.
Damn. So we're probably done with the cold days. If I had to guess.
That's what that's what they said the other day. Now whether that holds
So we
true.
always get that one last really cold snap before Easter, though.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home.
I know. Why she say it like that? My brother-in-law died.
Life insurance any longer.
She's so excited about it.
Offered us a 10-year.
Man, what y'all think's going on with this Guckery lady, man?
Oh, Lord.
I mean, I know she's. I think didn't you? I thought about. She's got to be dead. There's no way this lady's alive.
She's been dead for at least a week.
Yeah, but who? You and I talking about it, but who? I mean, what's up, bro? Who's going to take this old lady? Something ain't right, man. Something don't add
Now
up.
they're saying it's to get back at Savannah.
I mean,
What's happening?
Hey, Taylor.
We got one more segment to
How you
go
want me to cut these, bro?
in the quarters. Well, she needs.
half-
She needs.
half stuff.
Oh yeah.
We talk about swamps. We talk about oysters.
Rocco, you want to talk about New Orleans bands that you need to know about right now?
And we were talking about zebra too, because Brian Haldane.
Man, I've been in the film more. Don't play games with me, bro. Why you trying?
I'm gonna tell you about a New Orleans band that you're going to see on Saturday, last Saturday in April. You know where you're going to be?
Zebra.
I'm gonna be at Zebra.
No, you said that's August.
No, it's not August. No, Zebra's in. When is it, bring?
April 10th and 11th.
Yeah, that's when.
That's
we going.
okay. I know you don't have.
Concerts with.
Nobody.
Whatever happened to Anna, man. Whatever.
Oh, let's not.
But
Yeah.
y'all,
Hold on, let me turn off.
and I'd be like, "Where's your nut, bro?"
Poor Gordy.
Oh,
So now you can say you're going to Zebra on April 10th or 11th. That's fine. But I asked who you're going to be seeing in Baton Rouge on the last Saturday in April. Now, I know you don't have a calendar in front of you, but you can figure out the 10th and the 11th are not going to be the last Saturday of the month. Who are you going to see on the last Saturday in April? No, a New Orleans band.
Bro, what are you talking about? Some band? I don't.
A New Orleans band. No, here in Baton Rouge. Last Saturday in April. You nailed it. It's Cowboy Mouth.
Yeah, Cowboy Mouth.
Cowboy Mouth.
Jamie said.
Jenny.
Yeah.
Wow, he's gonna turn his nose up to Cowboy Mouth.
No.
Hey,
no.
JP.
I like Fred. No, I love Cowboy Mouth.
Well, you better love them because they're gonna be performing on Marquette.
I love them, bro. They at the fair?
Your boy was added to the music committee this year, so I decided to swing for the fences. And
he said yes.
Yeah.
He's gonna be at Mercy.
Yeah.
Hey. You may have redeemed yourself somewhat, so I may have to go in the air and say that. Unbelievable, yeah, man. They were real big when in the early '90s when I was at LSU.
Yep.
Did you know I met his wife in Spanish class? Really? Before I knew Brian.
Really?
Yeah.
No, my wife.
Oh, Christy.
Yeah, you all have español muy bueno.
All right, going back to the
much time
we got about 3.5 minutes on the
right.
air, and then we're gonna have some mess around on the Facebook for a little bit afterwards. It's 8:56 at Talk 107.3 FM WBRP. Foodie Friday rolling right along. Full breakdown and review of the shrimp po' boy. So you were complaining, saying that shrimp don't travel. Shrimp don't travel. If you're gonna have it, you gotta have it fresh out the fryer. Your shrimp hold up, man. I don't like. When did you pull these out of the fryer?
I can't go into detail. There's a certain
tasty.
method that I use to preserve the product when I get it here, and I can't give you that. But I will tell you something for your listening audience. You know, always fry your catfish and your oysters in cream meal. Okay,
Really?
Cream meal, not cornmeal. Get
Okay.
some cream meal. And you'll understand after you fry it. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, it's a lot thinner, it's not as dense, and it holds up way better.
Yeah.
And the difference in the taste of the cornmeal and the cream meal is 360. And trust, that's a little tip. And you can buy it yourself and season it you want with your own Creole recipe. But it's really good.
I want so that's on the oyster side. On the shrimp side, absolutely seasoned to perfection, to where it's just a little bit of heat, just a little bit of pop. Not to overpower it, but oh, by the way, I could tell you're using Louisiana shrimp because they're meaty and hearty, and I feel like the Louisiana shrimp come with a little bit more, just they're like meatiness to them.
Look, bro, you know the deal because I listen to your show all the time, man. People in Louisiana, do whatever you can to keep your money here. There is a substantial taste difference in our Gulf products and something from Indonesia. Okay. The freshness, the quality. We don't use anything that's not from USA. You know that.
Yep.
But I've seen articles recently where hundreds of restaurants have been using it and not disclosing it. You walk into Rocco's, it's smack on the wall.
Yeah.
We letting you know.
Yeah.
Okay. Because there's a reason for that. You know, when people come in and say, hey, I can go down the street to the grocery store and get a shrimp po' boy for $7.99, we'll go get it.
Right.
Because that's what you're getting.
Right.
Okay. And our shrimpers are hurting bad. I listened to the last time you had the forestry commissioner on here.
Dr. Strain.
Yeah, man. And I mean, it's crazy when you could look, these guys are getting paid for shrimp the same prices they were getting paid in the mid to late 80s, man.
Yeah.
What's wrong with people?
Oh.
I mean, it's one of the biggest industries we have is our fisheries, man.
Yep.
And so go out and support local. Keep your money here. Everybody goes on Amazon to get stuff, man. Shop around. Keep your money here. You want things to get better? You want the economy to improve? Stop sending your money to everybody else out of state. You know?
You got Leidenheimer bread. You got Blue Plate mayonnaise. You got, oysters and shrimp are both from Louisiana as well. It's celebrating who we are as a people as we're approaching the season that really defines who we are as a people with Lent right around the corner. He is Rocco.
Let's remind the people of the new hour starting next week, Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, 10:30 to 5. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 10:30 to 6.
Yep.
The Peacemaker will start as the Po' Boy of the Week on Ash Wednesday.
On Ash Wednesday.
So y'all come
you
and
know
see
where to
us.
find.
Have a safe Mardi Gras.
All right, Facebook. We are.
I'm sorry, you were supposed to out.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Don't put the headset on the mayonnaise.
Me too. I mean, it's okay.
All right, so
it's okay that you almost lassoed me 3 or 4 times during this process.
I didn't almost lasso you.
That freaking thing, which by the way, Ted Lasso, have you seen that program?
3 or 4 times now.
Bro, that is great. I'm telling you, you would.
I haven't seen it
I'm
yet.
telling you, would think you'd be like, yeah, that's what I thought.
I hear about it.
But
I
it's
I got the mic
really,
plugged back in now, so you don't have to worry about the headset.
Really, really good, man.
Tell you about Ted Lasso. You know who's been on the show before?
Ted Lasso.
No, Higgins. Pat Higgins on the show.
You had Eric Roberts on the show? Eric Roberts?
Eric Roberts has been on the show a lot.
Johnny, why you doing that to me, Johnny?
All right, so reviewing on the oyster side of the po' boy, you could taste the black pepper a lot more. Like for the shrimp, with the seasoning on the shrimp, it's like the combination of all the seasoning and all the little pops of heat. For the oyster side,
wait, your chairs, bro. Let me get some napkins. Hold on.
For the oyster side, it's a lot more direct of just that black pepper pop, and the heat from it is a lot more concentrated. I guess not concentrated, but like simplified. The shrimp side, it like you taste everything that goes into it. So, You want to sign off? Anything else you want to say before we get out of here on Facebook?
Yeah, people out there listening on Facebook, we were talking about it on the air. Remember, the new hours are starting next week, Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, 10:30 to 5. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 10:30 to 6. Staying open on Fridays during Lent. And when Lent's over, we will be closing at 6. So we've listened to you people. Thank you for the feedback, because we sent out a lot of posts and a lot of things asking for it, because we were gearing numbers and looking at it and wanting to make sure we were making the correct decision. And the people have spoken, and we have. So thank you for your participation and your support. And remember, this is merely an exposition between you and I. Yeah.
What?
No wagering. And whatever we talk about, we're just kidding.
Oh.
People got to quit being so serious about life and start taking it easy sometimes.
What? Did
And you've
did
redeemed
something-
yourself.
did
Oh,
something
no. I'm messing with him. You know, and look, before we bounce, he has redeemed himself, because my man has got Cowboy Mouth coming to the Mercy Fair, and I will be there. I didn't plan on going.
I'm coming now.
I'm coming now. We going to Zebra.
Yep, Rocco. Now we're
We
going
going to Zebra. You coming? Hayes is coming. 2 or 3 other guys. Petey and Paulie. Little Petey. Vinny potato salad. Joe Bag of Donuts. We're gonna have a great time.
Big Paulie, little Paulie, medium Paulie.
Bring Werewolf with us.
All right.
Yeah,
We're getting out of here, y'all.
Did I give you a?
We'll be back on Monday.
Here, one of these is for